This is Jim Cornette. You're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com, and you made the right choice.
Idiot. Pervert and fool. Be sure and tune in and listen to this show.
www.inyourheadonline.com. All right, and welcome to In Your Head Wrestling Radio. I am the internet icon, handsome Jackie Jones, along with my right-hand man.
1-inch biceps, the power goat.
Huh? Yeah, you're bonning up. And he's probably wondering what he's got himself into. But we have the hustler, Rip Rogers, on with us. You know, I grew up watching him in WCW, NWA, Global Wrestling, and I'm really happy to have him on here. How are you doing?
Well, it's great if you're 59, pretty much goddamn toothless. Just had your fucking left hip replaced. You're laying in bed on goddamn Percocet. Just ate. Hope you don't have to take a shit during this podcast. But besides that, everything's fucking fantastic.
We have had people urinate on air, but I don't think.
Well, I have the actual the piss bottle right here with the extra wide thing for my extra large Bad News Brown gimmick I got between my legs here, so I'm ready just in case.
Right. So how is the hip doing? You just had a hip replacement surgery?
Oh, it's fucking, with each heartbeat, it throbs with fucking pain. God getting me here on earth, then he'll get me when I goddamn die too, so what the hell?
Not good then, Jack. For now.
Was that from any particular incident, or is it just the hip wore down over years?
I'm glad you happened to fucking ask me that. Here I am, big goddamn Rip Rogers, head trainer for OVW Developmental, but I have to work at UPS at night because I had to have insurance for my family, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, I'm commuting from Indianapolis to goddamn Louisville every day. Plus, I'm coming back and working at UPS at night because I have to have insurance. So to make a long story short, I'm about 5 minutes late to work because my goddamn battery was dead. But to make a long story short, some girl worked there, ran me over, hit and run, left me for goddamn dead.
No.
I caught her, got her driver's, got the license plate number. Of course, she said she wasn't, so she called in sick then, but it didn't matter. She was caught red-handed. To make a long story short, what happened to her? Absolutely fucking nothing. It did nothing to her, and as like she said, shit happens. So in the meantime, I was clump dragged around for the last 10 years, and I knew I couldn't get. I needed new hips, knees, etc. I knew I couldn't get it fixed because I knew the parent company would just find a reason to fire me because I know how the evil bastards they are. And then so anyway, one of the 2 times I've been fired for, but that's how I got a hip replacement. It had nothing to do with a goddamn wrestling. So that you know me, when I was 48 years old, I was still training 5 hours a day with weights and cardio because I was a goddamn nut.
I mean, you wrestled for decades without, I assume, a really serious injury, and then you get it working on a regular job. Now, do you have a lot of injuries from the wrestling?
No. I remember working in the old WWF. I had to have knee surgery in about 1977 or something like that, and I got knives, stuff like that. Got hit with rocks, bottles, bladed, and stuff like that. But torn rotary cuff in the ring, broke my elbow, and never got that fixed. But most of the stuff in the old days, you didn't go to the doctor, because if you went to the goddamn doctor, they might make you sit out. And they'd hold your job for about 1 day, and then, fuck you, they just fire you and get somebody to take your place. It ain't like it is now. You get a goddamn hangnail, and you're off with pay for a year. And they got that vicious 4-day work cycle. We'll be working goddamn 9 shows a week sometime for Bill Watts, training on your own, getting there on your own on 2 goddamn lane highways, responsible for all your own shit and everything, and that's why guys were good then. Oh, and excuse me, and getting in physique goddamn contests without the performance center, without dietitians, without the world's greatest whatever they are, gets my motherfucking ass.
Do you keep up with, I don't know if you keep up with the current news, but a few weeks ago when you talked about Hangnail, Sin Cara, he jammed his finger on a live Raw and he just ended the match, which Alberto Del Rio was not very happy with, and you could use it was live right on the show.
Well, he's a pussy. Excuse me. I never missed a match because of illness or fucking injury in my goddamn life. It's 1992, and I'm wrestling in goddamn England with Regal. The first minute of the match, I ripped my fucking quad.
Mm.
So what did I do? I said, Regal, I think I ripped my goddamn quad. He said, what are we going to do? I said, well, I got to pull 45 fucking minutes. So I went from one style to a strict goddamn comedy match with nothing but pantomime. Because I was good and knew what the hell to do. I wasn't manufactured in some goddamn performance center factory.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the whole thing is the old days you got hurt, you just fucking did it, and now everybody's pussyfied.
You just brought up some interesting was, you changed your style because you got hurt in the match. Do you think without different guys being able to really wrestle at different territories and it's harder to learn different ways to work in the ring?
Well, in the old days when you had territories, before the Lord God VKM destroyed the fucking wrestling business as we fucking knew it, which has never broke the goddamn begin with because he's a greedy motherfucker. When all this stuff went on, each territory you work a different goddamn style.
Mm-hmm.
You go to goddamn Puerto Rico and you work the goddamn violence. You do nothing but blood and fucking guts. Now, I'm over in fucking Puerto Rico, and to be different, I work an hour at Broadway with TNT, Savio Vega, K and the K. He goes, what in the hell am I going to goddamn do? I said, just shut the fuck up and listen, kid. He didn't know what the hell to do because he hadn't been exposed to that.
Mm-hmm.
He would go out and he'd work Tampa, it would be a different style. He'd work for Bill Watts, it'd be a different style. Crockett would be a different style. The Old Sheik was a different style. You go for Bob Geigel was a different goddamn style. You work for fucking Fritz. You go work for the Funks. You go work for Los Angeles, for Hawaii, for Stu Hart, for Don Owens, for Vern Gagne, Emile Dupre, for Gene Kaniski, Vancouver. Then you work for Baba or Inoki in Japan. All different goddamn styles. Eddie Graham, different style. Crockett, different goddamn style. Now everybody's the same fucking shit. It's like we're going to the goddamn circus, but we've got 10 bearded ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Every match is the fucking same. Remember when Vince raided all the goddamn territories? He took all these mega fucking stars. Nobody was young. Everybody was different. Everybody worked different. Everybody had their own style, their own little niche, and it was a hell of a goddamn circus, bringing the circus to town. Now you watch every goddamn match. Every fucking match is 3 clotheslines, bump feet for no goddamn reason. You'll watch a match, there won't be a fucking headlock, a hammerlock, a fireman's carry. There'll be no goddamn wrestling in a whole fucking wrestling show. It's fucking goddamn ridiculous. I haven't watched goddamn TV wrestling in 10 fucking years. Excuse me. I refuse to. Fuck them. I've got 56 guys goddamn jobs in TNA or WWE, and I get their foot in the door. And I say, all this shit I show you, forget it all. Now just do as they goddamn tell you. Because they can't get mad. Here's your fucking script for a goddamn promo. Oh, I know you can go 90 minutes in the ring, meeting somebody and going in the ring just like that. Just go by their scripted because their agents have to lay a match out because you ain't got enough experience. That's okay. It's the blind bleeding the blind. First graders with first graders trying to play NBA goddamn basketball. Don't get me fucking wound up. What was the question?
You brought up scripts, and that's something a lot of guys talk about. What do you think about writing scripts for everyone's promos? And do you think back in the day would that have been possible?
It's a fucking joke. You know what your goddamn bullet points are in your goddamn promo. You might be working the goddamn fucking for Ole Anderson. He said, okay, 2-minute promo for Macon, Texas Deathmatch, Ronnie Garvin, go. Next, okay, you're going to Albany the next night. Falls Anywhere in the Building, Tommy Rich, go. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're in Chattanooga, Adrian Street, loser gets their asshole licked. Whatever the promo is, and you knew how to do it. Bang, 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 bang. Because you're a goddamn pro. You're a fucking professional. That's like you go to the goddamn ring. On more than one occasion, I've had to go past an hour and 10 minutes on the first match of the show because nobody else was there. Like the heel's car would break down or something like that. Or Stu Hart, he'd say, Rip, we got a double shot here. Go as long as you can till the second, the Cuban assassin and Jerry get there in the van. I said, okay, Stu. So I do that. So I get in the goddamn ring. The first thing the guy does is he grabs me in the goddamn right-handed headlock. I said, where the fuck you coming from? He goes, Arizona. He says, I was trained by Pablo Catomio. I said, he's a goddamn Mexican, and he trains you fucking Mexican style. Holy shit. He's taking to say, though, we made it because we're goddamn pros. But anyway, how do we get into that anyway?
I can't remember, but it was good anyway. But, were you ever in the dungeon for Stu?
I warned y'all to start talking.
Well, that's what we like here. Were you ever in the dungeon when you were working for?
Oh hell no! I wasn't that stupid. Oh no! I was at. All I did was they dropped me off down there at the Regis, and the Regis was about 3 blocks away from DJ's gym, who was married to the oldest Hart girl, and there was. So I'd stay downtown there, and then Jerry Morrill, he drove the heel van, so he'd pick me up every day at the place. So then all I did was get up late, eat the buffet, go to the gym, and then we'd go to town, and then we'd be out all night on Leckert Avenue, going to discos and stuff, me and Jerry and Johnny Smith.
We have a caller here on the line, 502 area code. Who are you?
Terry Garvin.
Terry Garvin, awesome.
How are you doing, Rip?
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing, buddy. I just wanted to tell you that, we cross paths a few times down in Global, and, I really, really enjoyed working with you, Rip. Wanted to tell you that, I know that you're training for Danny at OVW, and I live outside of Louisville. I'm sorry I hadn't come in to see you guys, but saw on Facebook you were going to be on this, and just wanted to tell you that, man, you're a great worker. We worked in Global, was in another territory. I don't remember which one it was where you were, and, you always kept yourself in great shape, and you could go a 60-minute match if needed to be. You were a great heel, buddy.
Well, thanks a lot. I was just some kid that grew up loving wrestling, and that was the only thing I ever wanted to do in my goddamn life. So once I eventually lucked into, after bullshitting my way in the business, after buying my Colin Hildegard wrestling gear, my shimmer cape, my silver bolero, being a member of the Handsome Jimmy Valiant fan club, getting all the wrestling magazines for years, hanging out the matches, I was pretty much accepted. And even though I was a total goof.
No, man, you were never a goof. You grew up, I guess, watching the Memphis show. Is that correct?
Well, I lived in Seymour, Indiana, which was between Louisville and Indianapolis. So I got Dick the Bruiser's wrestling on TV. Then I got the Louisville wrestling, which was the Nick Goulas wrestling. So I had Dick the Bruiser on Indianapolis channel and Wilbur Snyder. Then I had Jackie Fargo and Lawler on from the South in there. So
right.
And then I could adjust Cincinnati TV and I could watch the old Cheek on TV. And then on super late at night, I could get Phil Golden's All-Star Wrestling out of Paducah about 2 a.m. on channel out of, I don't know, how you have the rabbit ears and you'd do the antenna thing. It would go like southwest or whatever, and I'd get that shit. So I got all the magazines and stuff, and just played wrestling. So got in the ring with basically no formal training. So and I tell everybody that I teach, I yell, cuss, and scream, and a sticker for goddamn detail because I've made every mistake there was in the wrestling business. That's like, oh, I never played in organized basketball before, but I'm going to play in the NBA. Yeah, right. Okay.
You know, we've all, anybody that's served any time in the business at all, we've made probably way more than our dumb share of mistakes, whether it's with promoters, whether it's leaving a territory when you shouldn't have, whether it's a million things in the ring, you know. We all have our regrets, but, man, you have nothing to regret. You had a great career as far as I'm concerned. You saw the world. And, you know, I saw some of the stuff you did with Adrian Street. He was an old friend of ours, both. You know, I wrestled him in a program in Continental, and a lot of people didn't like working with Adrian, but I loved working with the guy, and you seemed to do really well with him and enjoyed working with him also.
Well, that's what's so funny. Here's Adrian. Now, Adrian didn't come to America till he was 40-some years old. And he started wrestling. He started wrestling when he was 15 years older in England as kid Tarzan Jonathan. And the very first night they had that, we were the first main event Joe Pedicino ever had there at the Global Dome, the All Sportatorium at Dallas. And me and Adrian, we worked 26 weeks in a row for Fuller. And every spot show except his either 2 or 3. Never had a crossword about anything. I played off him, and he played off me. And it was just so easy, and we never prearranged a match before in our life, you know, or got in a ring and went over shit. We just worked.
Just to finish, right.
We had to keep a fresh act, because if I don't care if it's goddamn Elvis doing the best of, once you see that act 3 times in a row, you're sick of it. You've seen it. So you had to be, in the old days, you had to be constantly good, because the South was reared on those weekly towns. Like if you're working Fuller, it'd be like a Monday night would be Dothan, Tuesday would be in Mobile, Thursday would be Montgomery, Friday would be a spot show, Saturday would be TV in Dothan, and then Sunday would work Pensacola, and then start over again. So you can't go out there and do the same shit. Hell, now, WWE, hell, yeah, well, we're going to be in Des Moines, Iowa, and if we don't draw, we'll be back in 4 years, maybe. So, you just go, and they just do this. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. And you had to get over on television each week to draw people into each arena or each town. What you did on TV each week is what drew the tickets, put the asses in the seats. You could never do it now because of the internet and, you know, kayfabe being broken. Just no way, but...
all you can compare is, like, Babe Ruth is the greatest home run hitter ever, because he dominated his era like nobody else.
Right.
Anybody that dominates in your era, or you're the best at that time period, that's all you can go by. You can't compare apples and oranges. But that's like if you were working in Memphis, or let's say you was working for Ron Fuller. Now, I come in for Ron Fuller after I worked for Bill Watts, and I come in low man on the totem pole, and after I've been there 6 weeks, he goes, I don't know what to do with you. I said, what the fuck, Ron? What, am I doing something wrong? He goes, no. You're getting more reaction than anybody, but you ain't doing nothing to try and get reaction. Because I'm only either have to fire you or let you run with the ball. I said, holy shit. You know, because there's nothing worse in this business you can do is try and get over, and that ain't your goddamn role. When I come in and work with Bill Watts, he told me, I want you dark hair, don't try and get over. I want you to give them nothing but boring wrestling, teaching these young boys to work. But then again, I could go underneath for Bill Watts with no stress. Don't worry about fucking having to draw. It's all a fucking rib. Have a good time. Work the first 4 matches, put guys over, and he'd pay you more money than you would work on top somewhere else.
Right. You'd still make great money. I understand.
But then I'd go work for Fuller. So, like the last weeks I was there the first time in 1984, because I'm going to shoot an angle with you in Austin Idol. So we went 8 weeks in a row. And then I was off to work for Ole in Atlanta. The last 2 weeks, Fuller actually made me paid 2 extra weeks because we was doing so good. And we'd have done even better, but, Idol, he would never drop a fall. But I didn't get shit. Wrestling's phony. It's phony when I win. It's phony when I lose. Just pay me. I don't want to have a real goddamn job. All I want to do is get up, train, go down the road with the boys, tell your fucking stories, live the life and wrestle 7 days a week. It didn't get any better than that. It wasn't.
It was great. That was great. We made good livings at times. We made okay livings at times, but we always made a living. It depends on where you are, each territory, at what time, what angles they had, what bookers were booking, if they could put it together, if a territory popped. Didn't matter if you were curtain jerking, first match, or mid-card, main event, whatever, you were going to be paid very well. And, I was lucky enough to be in a few places. When you mentioned Global, I was there that night, first night. I worked 2 or 3 times. In fact, I worked the booker, Bill Eadie, that night. And, it was a shame what happened when Pedicino was there because he brought in some great talent those first few shows. The person was backing Global, I think, went broke. I don't know the whole story. I remember the meeting where they called us in that back office in the corner right. If you're looking at the building from the front, it'd be to the left. It was just off the ticket office, and they called a meeting in with every wrestler that was there. And my God, there must have been 40 of us in that little building. And, they gave us the speech about what we were going to be doing. And, I was really fired up about it. I was just happy to have a job. And lucky enough, I got over, they've been doing these Global tapes. And, gosh, I set my DVR for them because I knew I'd be on there some, but I didn't realize that I was on there that much. The GWF was on ESPN in Louisville every day at 4 o'clock, and my kids would get off school at 3, and they would rush home, see if I was on it.
I used to watch it every day after, when I was in junior high, it was on, and every day after school I would come home and turn on ESPN and watch Global. I was a big fan of it.
Yeah. I can give you some things about Global probably nobody's ever said shit about before. That's like Joe Pedicino called me and asked me about getting in this group with fucking Cactus Jack and Mike Shaw, Muck and Sing, and then Scotty the Body, Raven, right?
The Cartel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whatever. So I don't give a shit. Wrestling's phony. In the meantime, I'm working every fucking television for Atlanta, right? And doing jobs. I don't give a shit. Wrestling's phony. Just pay me. I just want to hang out and have a good time, not, just live the life. Like some guy said, hey, I saw you get beat on 3 different channels this week. I said, oh, excuse me. And what fucking channel were you on?
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, I'm in Global, and first they were trying to blow up, smoke up my ass about some guy with money from some foreign country. And then I said, oh, yeah, okay, I've heard this song and dance how many times. Then I met the goddamn woman, who's a fucking money mark. Who was
and had her son there. They were at that first meeting that I'm talking about and said that my mom inherited all this money.
I said, you made your money in real estate. Lose it in real estate. You're in over your head. These vultures will milk you fucking dry. And then they'll kick you out the goddamn door. And I told her that. And then later on, when it was done, she tracked me down at the goddamn Howard Johnson in Atlanta and called me up and told me that's exactly what must happen. And at least I tried to warn her, I mean, they were just so goddamn stupid. I was living in Seymour, and instead of sending me a plane ticket a week in advance, they would send it to me the morning of, overnight, And
there you go.
They'd bring in all these guys in for goddamn television, and they wouldn't do nothing. I said, what are you doing? I said, well, hell, then this if you're not going to either go after this Tanner match, you'll have to bring him back, or have them goddamn interviews like they're here for the next 3 months, but they're not here. Oh no, we'll just bring them back. Because I remember one time they told me they had a $24,000 transit bill for one thing. I couldn't fucking believe it.
Oh, I could believe it. They were flying a lot of people in, you know, and doing nothing as far as angle-wise. I know that they were planning on building it, and I think Bill Eadie, if he would have had time to be the booker, he might have put it together right and had something. But, you know, he saw pretty early on that, hey, man, this is not for me. You know, this is not what they're saying they were going to do. At first, they were supposed to run a pay-per-view off a battleship. You know, that was I think that was one of the first things that they sold people on. You know,
well, I never believe nothing until the money's in my hand.
There you go. There you go.
I don't give a shit. You know.
There you go. If you're not going to at least send me a plane ticket, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not coming down and paying my own trans and expecting to get reimbursed the night of the show, because if it doesn't draw shit, then nobody's getting paid. We all know that. We've, you know, been around the business too long.
It's like they told me. I said, no, I'm doing this. You called me. I didn't ask you. You're offering me this much money. Either I say yes or no. If I don't get my money, fuck you. I ain't asking for this goddamn job. So I talked with Atlanta. They said, well, this don't knock us on TV. You don't think I'm that stupid, do you? Hell no. I'll just take all the exposure I can get. You know. When Global first started, they was trying to give it with legitimate finishes where they wouldn't have run-ins, count-outs, the same old bullshit. And for a while, they did that. And then I remember the first time we had a goddamn run-in, that place exploded because it had been down-keyed with so much wrestling. And it was starting to get the feel of old-style wrestling. But then
I think that was when y'all were trying to unmask Del Wilkes as a Patriot. And
yeah.
Cactus was there. I ran in and y'all shit-canned me over the top rope. Thanks a lot. In fact, you did it, Rip. I just saw the match the other night on Global.
There would be no violence in the match, I guarantee it.
No, man, you were a night off. You know, like I said, we worked several times, and you were just great. But you're right, the people did explode because they hadn't seen it, and, you know, they were used to seeing it. Well, what people don't realize, we were doing, you know, I can remember in the beginning at working 3 times, you know, for 3 different TV tapings. They would fly guys in and shoot the TV tapings, but we would all wrestle several times. And then, you know, maybe the next week they wouldn't have a TV taping, but they would run a show in Dallas. And then, you know, a week later they would bring everybody back. You know, that's how, if I remember it right, that's how they were doing it. And, you know, I started out there just like you said, you know, I was happy to get a paycheck, and they weren't paying me decent. And I was working on bottom. I was doing jobs, but the fans liked me, you know. And Bill Eadie came to me and said, man, you know, the match I had with you was phenomenal. The fans, you know, I didn't even know who you were, but the fans were screaming your name. And I'm going to keep using you and pushing you a little bit and, you know, putting you up against bigger teams. I said, well, I appreciate that. So, you know, that's kind of how I got my start in GWF, you know. But, man, I don't want to take any more of y'all's time. I just wanted to call in and tell you, Rip, it's been forever and a day. And like I said, man, do you come down to Davis's shows anymore, OVW shows? Or
I teach on Saturday and Sundays on the weekends.
Teach on Saturday and Sundays?
Yeah, but I thought this would be the 3rd week in a row because I had this goddamn hip replacement. So I'm out for a while. I don't fucking know yet. So that's it. So,
I hate to hear that. Man, I hope to see you soon, okay?
Okay, nice talking to you, Derek.
All right, man. Take care, buddy.
Thank you.
He'll take care.
Yep, thanks, man.
Okay, Jack, I got to get some plugs in.
All right.
Oh, fuck. I got the fucking text from Buddy Wayne. I got to, if you're in the Pacific Northwest and you want to learn to be a wrestler, you got to go to the RIG, the Ring in the Garage, with the inevitable Buddy Wayne. That's www.buddywayne.net. He's trying to save wrestling one guy at a time. So if you're on the West Coast, Pacific Northwest, that's where you go. www.buddywayne.net. Now, I got to put a plug in for my buddy on Twitter for Trash Luzigan, because I'm supposed to plug Seymour, Indiana, where I grew up, being in John Cougar Mellencamp's videos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to plug the Dam Theater in Osgood, Indiana. So, okay, Trash Luzigan, I did all my goddamn plugging, but I'm going to get back to wrestling talk. Okay. Any questions there, Jackson?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of actually you brought up Buddy Wayne and the West Coast there. Did you ever work with Playboy Buddy Rose?
Well, if you get on YouTube right now,
Mm-hmm.
I was Buddy's partner after Ed Wiskowski. I was there for about 6 months. Listen to the fucking crew. Now, I'm greener than fucking grass. I'm out there in 1979. There's fucking Roddy Piper, Adrian Adonis, Ron Starr, Buddy Rose, Ed Wiskowski, the Bushwhackers. There's tremendous talents out there. And so I leave, I come back. We work a goddamn angle where Ed comes back, I come back. We reform Buddy Rose's army. And it looks like Piper's been there as a heel. He's turned babyface. He gives the goodbye speech. Everybody thinks he's going to leave. And I come in town for 3 weeks, and Los Angeles County it just fucked people up.
Mm-hmm.
But they put all that stuff on YouTube, and I'm always making comments talking about how guys could work matches, and everyone was fucking different. The atmosphere was electricity in the air, where they hated that heel, and they loved that fucking babyface, because people actually believed in the shit. We did an angle with fucking Ed Wiskowski coming back in the ring dressed as an old man when Mount St. Helens, when everybody was wearing the oxygen mask and shit. He come in dressed as an old man and didn't smarten the security up. The security come in trying to get in the goddamn ring. I was watching it on YouTube today. He's swinging that big fucking cane, and everybody is scared fucking shitless because they fucking believed in it. It goddamn it drew. Fucking listen to these people talking. They're doing a goddamn 5-minute interview. Just go, boom. You're talking. You're plugging everything. Getting you over. Getting your opponent over. Getting everybody in the territory over. And then you had goddamn. We're working every night there in Oregon, but we ain't doing no goddamn miles. You have fucking 8 to 10 men on a goddamn card usually, and the guys knew how to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the territory, if you couldn't work 20 minutes with anybody, this is before music, the diva shit, and run-ins and blah, blah, blah. They ain't got no use for you. You know, and we were talking about global and the way wrestling structured is today. It's like I was one of the owners of the old ICW with the Papos. Randy Orton's dad, Bob Roop, Ronnie Garvin. We threw our money in a goddamn hat and then did television and ran towns from there. When you spend your own money, you're very selective with how you spend it.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't like, oh, I'm using Turner Broadcasting money, so I'm going to bring in goddamn Jay Leno and make David Arquette my goddamn champion and just destroy the fucking business with that. Oh no, we had to draw $13,000 to begin with in 1980 to exist.
Mm-hmm.
That's $2,000 a night. So now you're looking at a $4 or $5 ticket price. So now you see how you got a goddamn draw. So it was a business, treated as a wrestling business, not as a thing to make movies, to run off our diva shows, or whatever else they're goddamn doing for fucking wrestling. So we made our money with goddamn wrestling.
I'll say ICW's, that's really before my time, but I've seen some things, and like there's a really great angle with Hawks Baker there when they break his teeth, and he says, Ron Garvin breaks his teeth, and he says, it's like, I love to eat steak, not soup, because he's forced to eat soup. But what was Angelo like as like a booker? Because, you know, I really don't know much about him.
No, Angelo, he's the godfather.
Mm-hmm.
Andy did everything. Randy and I lived together about 4 years. I wouldn't know fuck all in this business if it wasn't for his family. I met Lanny working a Christmas night show for Nick Goulas, some old carny promoter from Kentucky. Don Pruitt got me booked down there, and I was Lanny's partner. I was fucking the shit. But I was 22 years old, and I looked good. And wanted to get the hell out. I was teaching school as a football coach in Union City, Indiana. And then I was working for Bruiser part-time. Then when I was working for Bruiser, I got to work Oak Hill, West Virginia TV, the old WWF TV, Geigel TV, St. Louis TV, the old Chic TV. So I was getting my ass around with no formal goddamn training. So then Paul Christie, who was working for Bruiser, told me that the Papos were going to work in the Maritimes. This is the summer of '78. So Lanny knew me. So Randy talked to me in the phone. So I ended up going out to the Maritimes. It's 1,500 miles of goddamn way from Indianapolis. So I worked out there. I think I was there 4 or 5 months, and but you worked every day. After 2 weeks, I was so beat up because I was just so fucking rotten. And I remember the Cuban assassin said, I was Hercules Samard out there. I couldn't speak a word of goddamn French. But Samard is a French name, so I was Hercules because I had some muscles at that time. So, and I was the world's worst fucking wrestler. And Randy would lead me like a goddamn baby. And he'd pull 30 minutes with me, and I couldn't tie my fucking jock, put my trunks. I didn't know how to do fucking anything. And he'd toss me out, and he'd find out a way. He'd figure out some match. The whole match is me trying to get his boot untied while I'm beating him with the boot at the end of the match. And I just beat the shit out of him because I couldn't throw a working punch. So I just hit him as hard as I could, like he wanted. But Randy, what's so funny, Randy was the smartest guy I ever been around the wrestling. What you saw Randy in WWE, that's not Randy. Mm-hmm. That's the corporate thing with the clothes. The rib was he was the world's worst dresser, even worse than me. They made a rip that he was flamboyant with the dressing because it was a joke. Uh-huh. He did all the booking. He did all the goddamn editing. Hell, he's the one that pushed me into bodybuilding. He'd insult me and make fun of me so much. He was the one that taught me a little bit about intensity and having confidence and leading matches and shit like that. So the Papos booked me into Maritime. And then when I was done from there, goddamn Randy called me and got me booked into Nick Goulas' territory, which I'm learning a different style, meeting people, blah, blah, blah. And then when I'm there, and then Angelo, he books me down for Frankie Kane, who's Skandar Akbar's half-brother, in the Mississippi, the old Mississippi Territory for George C. Calkin there, who was business partners with Watts in Mississippi, but I worked down there. It's all who you know. And in the meantime, Lanny, he booked me out to work for Don Owen in Portland. So then they decide they're going to make their own tapes. So we go to Louisville at Channel 41, and we did 10 tapes and put them in the can. In other words, we had 10 tapes just sitting there with matches and everything. Mm-hmm. So we lived in Lexington because it was our first TV was in Hazard. So I remember the first show in Hazard we did. Hell, we turned people a goddamn way. Couldn't fucking believe it. Like $850 at the A.B. Combs Elementary School in Combs, Kentucky, which is right outside of Hazard. Fuller was running there. Mm-hmm. Now, Fuller and Garvin and Root and Dean Malenko's dad, Boris, they went against Ron Fuller in Knoxville, and then Ron left town and went down to bought the Pensacola territory for Fields down there. So then Garvin and Root and Orton, they joined in with us We got these major goddamn stars that are legit wrestlers, pretty much badasses, challenging the other promotions on TV. We didn't give a shit. We've run against Bruiser. We've run against the Sheik. We've run against Jerry Jarrett. We've run against Nick Gula. We've run against Ron Fuller. We've run against Bob Geibel. We didn't give a shit. We're going to run against anybody. Because it's supposed to be a free enterprise system in the United goddamn States.
Mm-hmm.
But through that, now I'm 23 years old now, and I'm learning about booking. I'm living with Randy. Hell, the television station jacked our rates. I just said, fuck that. We bought our own cameras and equipment, produced our own goddamn tape out of our living room. I'd be sleeping at night. Randy put the master tape in, and I get up every hour and make another copy for whether it be a Louisville market, a Hazard market, a Oak Hill, West Virginia market, a Evansville market, a Memphis market, or four that we had in Ohio, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, Marion, Illinois. Then we also had some stations, a station in Pensacola and two stations in Montana were actually paying for us for our, and one in Puerto Rico, they were paying for us to give them television shows there on their tapes. And I remember on one Saturday night, we actually had 3 towns running on Saturday goddamn night, which is unfucking believable. From going from a ragtag bunch of goofballs to actually half-assed. We had to run towns, so we was pretty much running Monday through Thursday and trying two on Friday, and with 2 towns on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 2 on Sunday. So to make a long story short, it was a hell of an education, and here I am riding in the car with the old man, with Angelo Poffo, Tez, Bob Orton Jr., Bob Root, Ronnie Garvin, Professor Malenko, all these guys with years of experience, have been bookers, have been all around. And here I am, and I'm just shutting the fuck up and trying to get their goddamn knowledge, because they've been at this shit a long time, and I'm just a goddamn greenhorn. But I know I'm a greenhorn, and I'm gonna sit there and shut the fuck up and do what I'm told.
Yeah. You said, you're running against different, other promoters and stuff. Did any of those feuds ever get really heated between the Poffos and some other territory?
Well, no, Randy wasn't scared of nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Randy would get on the other people's stations, or he'd be, and he'd challenge them, And when we actually ran Rupp Arena the first time, which is where we live, but Jarrett ran there the first Thursday of every month. And when we finally got in there, we had to exert some political pressure, because hell, we lived there. We were the local, and we spent $1,000 a week with production of television at Channel 36 there in Lexington before we moved to 27. So we got in Rupp Arena, and hell, Randy's challenging Jerry Lawler, challenging Jimmy Valiant, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And he just makes fun of them on TV all the time. There's nothing they can do about it.
Uh-huh.
I remember one night, goddamn Randy, now he kayfabed me on everything because I was a nerd. You know what I mean? I was like a normal guy.
Yeah.
Went to college, just played ball and stuff. And then here was Randy been in the wrestling business whole year. He go by to Lawler's house and actually throws a goddamn brick through Lawler's window at his house there in Hendersonville. And then the time where he broke Dundee's jaw, yeah, I was there, and they kayfabed me about it. We had run Memphis the night before, and we was running Johnson City, and we had an off day. So we was going to go to Nashville from fucking Memphis. I'd been in physique contest the day before, so all I wanted to do was fucking eat. So we're going there to Nashville, and what happens was Debbie Combs Randy would talk to Debbie Combs, and he had basically wanted to know where Dundee was at, because Dundee wore some trunks that said Macho Man on it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't give a shit. To me, it's just phony goddamn wrestling. But Randy took everything personal. To make a long story short, Debbie Combs said, yeah, they're at the gym, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So hell, I'm naive me. I'm going in the back, getting my trunks and stuff. I'm going in the gym to go work out. And all of a sudden, I hear yelling and screaming and whatever. And I guess Randy had sucker punched Dundee, broke his jaw, and then Dundee had got a gun out, and then we all skedaddled. I remember everybody was panicking, and we didn't know what the hell to do. Well, George Weingroff, Dad lived there and worked at the goddamn jail or the sheriff's office there. So, to make a long story short, Randy broke Dundee's jaw. He sucker punched him, and then reported him because they didn't know if Dundee had a gun permit or not, and he wasn't from the state, so that would put extra heat on. To make a long story short, Randy broke his jaw. Old Billy Dundee got a broke jaw. We're just trying to make a goddamn living. But it sort of added to Randy's legend of not being scared of nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, Randy'd fight you for no reason. Oh, God.
Yeah, he never fought you. You were cool, right?
No, let's just say he intimidated me.
Okay.
A lot. And he could have killed me anytime he wanted to. I know Lanny was a real amateur wrestler, but he wasn't no part with Randy.
Now, I hate to bring this up, but Lanny has come out and talked about himself that he could do a certain, he calls it a party trick. I don't know if you were ever privy to this.
Are you talking about Lanny putting his own organ in his mouth?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, pretty much, if you knew Lanny in his younger days, first of all, he has the huge hammer, you know. It was almost Robert Fullerish, but it wasn't Bad News Brownish. It was the great Lanny Poffo weapon, okay? And he was so loose and flexible. As a matter of fact, he would almost introduce himself. It was just so funny, you know. And to me, it was just completely. Here I am, pretty much straight laced, redneck from Seymour, Indiana. Don't know at all. And here's these guys that have been brought up in the wrestling business, around this shit their whole goddamn lives. And it was just, you know. And within 6 months, I'm worse than they are. You know what I mean? But starting out, no, Lanny was. Let's just say he was quite flexible, and yes, he could do it.
All right. Intro, do you have a question?
Yeah, I had a question from the chat room. Golgo13, he wants to know, is there any heat between yourself and Scott Hall?
I wouldn't have any idea.
He just had some sort of a suspicion about that.
He said apparently there was some stories Scott Hall said in an interview or something about you. He doesn't have the details here, though.
I know X-Pac. I had a little fucking X-Pac, a little Sean. He was there at Global, right? We had an 18th birthday party, whatever, blah, 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 and we worked the spot shows for Mike Shaw, and he thought I stole some money from Jerry Lynn. I said, hell no, I didn't. And he held this against me for goddamn years. And I said, Sean, I wouldn't do nothing like that. What the fuck? Would you think something like, you said we lost his mind? I said, well, hell, I didn't do it. I said, I might fucking rip you about it, whatever, but I would not do that. I'm one of the fucking boys, and if I did, I would say, yeah, you're right, I was stupid, I apologize, blah, 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 because if I do something stupid, I'll tell you. Because, hey, when you're a wrestler, you got an IQ of about an 18-year-old. So I don't know. But as far as me having heat with Scott Hall, I don't know. Never had whatever with him, you know. I liked him when he was working for Bob Geigel and Vern Gagne. I liked him better when he was a Diamond Stud in WCW, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He could work great for a big man, was a great wrestler. Of course, he was trained in goddamn Tampa for what the hell do you expect, right? But as far as the thing, if I had heat with him about something, that was the first I'd ever heard about it.
Chris Levitt wants to know what do you think about Mick Foley and what Mick wrote about you in his book?
Well, what did he write about me in my book?
He has a quote here. Despite Rogers' considerable talents, never received a solid push because of his backstage humor. Too weird even by wrestling standards.
Well, see, that's something that fucking buries me. And at the time, Foley's pretty much a mark in the business. You don't say that about fucking people. Now, Bob Roop told me when I was 30 years old, he said, hey, Rip, you've got a real good grasp. As a matter of fact, by the time that book was written, I'd already been a booker in 2 territories, okay?
Mm-hmm.
In Kansas City and Puerto Rico. And I didn't ask them to be booker. Once they talked to me, see, what I do, like most of the boys do, is you stay in character. I am Rip Rogers' wrestling character whenever I'm around the boys. So it's all a rib. It's all a goddamn joke.
Mm-hmm.
You want to try and get one up on me, I can, sorry kid, it ain't my first goddamn county fair. So when some guy comes in and has been wrestling 5 years, and I've been wrestling 15 years, and have been to all these different goddamn places and seen all this shit, I am so far above them mentally with mental gymnastics. As far as the wrestling business, what I did was I intimidated a lot of people because I didn't give a fuck. Here I was. Here I was. I could work with anybody. Was well built, could talk, didn't have no goddamn ego. Just wanted to play wrestling. And you know, people in the goddamn wrestling business, holy shit. Just think if there's a masked guy in, they bring another masked guy in. Oh my God. If you're the Russian, they bring another Russian in. Oh my God. Now all the goddamn knives start putting them in your back. Hey, I love professional wrestling. I just wanted to fucking wrestle, work, have a good goddamn time.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought that I was over, that I was better than anybody. I just wanted to go out there and work, have a good time, and try and convince people to suspend their belief that at least during your match it was goddamn real.
Mm-hmm. Tony Atlas had a similar story to that, how you're saying, like, if you were a Russian, another Russian would come in, was he said the most racism he ever faced was from other black wrestlers because they wouldn't...
Okay. Now, I didn't want to say that, but I'm going to say it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, no matter what, you have the... I was doing it in a roundabout way, you have the unwritten quota, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here you are, if you're in a territory and you're a Jap, hey, we don't want 10 blonde-headed guys. We want one blonde-headed guy, one redneck, one black guy, one Mexican, one Puerto Rican, one Jap, one shaved Russian, one long-haired hippie freak, one all-American boy, one farmer, one Indian, one evil Paki, one evil German. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they take one of those same stereotypes in, you're in trouble. That means they're going to replace your act. So when you was a black wrestler, until Bill Watts started pushing the blacks and drawing big-ass money in Louisiana and Mississippi and Oklahoma and stuff, you would have one on there as a token. And that's the way it was.
Yeah, that's exactly what he said in the book, and he said on the show. Exactly just like that. We were talking about having, your own style and stuff. When Chris Jericho was in WCW, I always thought he actually took some of your things. Like he had the crazy hair up on the top of his head and just a little bit of his act. Did you ever see?
Well. Nothing I did in this business was original.
Okay.
Nothing Chris Jericho did in this business was original. No, everybody steals something. Now remember, when I was in Calgary wrestling for Stu Hart in 1988, Chris was watching me on television there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So he was called, he did the walls of the Jericho, but I was the Boston Crab and called it the Ripperoni.
Mm-hmm.
And all he did is they updated, they changed it a little bit, but you got to have a concept, you got to have an idea from somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I was actually working for WCW and was told to quit dressing up too much, quit being too flamboyant, quit putting my hair up because it made the stars look bad. Can you imagine that?
What was the reasoning behind that?
Do what?
What was the reasoning that they wanted you to not dress up and stand out as much?
Okay, in anything entertainment business, if Elvis is on and a guy can sing better than Elvis gets rid of him, right?
Right.
Okay, the wrestling business is nothing but 18-year-olds with egos. So, in my youth, I could move real well. I could be flamboyant. You could beat me every night and it didn't matter. I didn't give a shit. I could burn everybody up, blow everybody up, and there was nothing nobody could do about it. So the stars, they're scared I'm going to take their spot. They have no idea I'm not interested in their goddamn spot. Hell, I was running spot shows for Ole Anderson. The only wrestler he ever let do that in Developmental Town. Hell, I was the announcer. I was the timekeeper. I was working the first match. I would take the jackets back. I was the agent. I was the promoter. And I got per diem, and I got paid for every job I did on that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm there to have a goddamn good time and to play phony wrestling and to live out a goddamn dream that I wanted to fucking do.
Yeah.
And if somebody else has a problem because of their insecurities, I can't help that.
Mm-hmm.
If I can do something better than you, and you're making 100 times as much money, God bless you. You're lucky. I never got into this business thinking about the money. That's how fucking stupid I was.
Do you try to teach that, when you're training people that, it'd be nice to make money and everything, but you should primarily try to have fun with it?
I never lie to anybody. In the wrestling business, I tell them, you got a 99.999% chance of failure. This is not real. I said, if you marry the boss's daughter, you're in.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a wrestler's son, you're in. If you're related to somebody or you've got some notoriety like being an ex-NFL player, somebody's next door fucking neighbor, or a freak like the show, just a giant guy, I said, you guys are figured in. Anybody else can be replaced. It does not matter if you know how to wrestle. They do not care. It's like everybody's on like John Cena. How can you get on goddamn John Cena? John Cena, doesn't matter who it is, the bushwhackers made more money being the bushwhackers than the sheep herders.
Mm-hmm.
They are told this is what the boss wants. They work exactly as he says, and they make more money than they could dream of. John Cena's worth over $20 million in his life, looking like $1 million, living the life, can have any woman in the world once, and the marks want to talk about his work. He's wrestling the exact way, it's like Hulk Hogan wrestled the exact way the man that's paying you wants you to work. If he wants Ricky Fango to become the Dragon, you're the goddamn Dragon. If he wants Roddy Piper to be Roddy Piper to do this, he does that.
Mm-hmm.
You in any job, you do exactly as the boss says, because the boss is the one paying you. The boss is the one investing his money in television to make you a mega star. And if you're lucky to get on that goddamn bandwagon, you make more money in a year than most people would in a lifetime. Plus, you've got tremendous notoriety, which can lead you to successful business ventures and stuff like that. I mean, if Vince loves you, and he can make a star out of anybody. Hell, he fired Ryback twice, right?
Yeah.
Now, he's there in goddamn Louisville. He can take anybody and show you he can make a star out of anybody.
Mm-hmm.
As the great James E. Barnett would say, my boy, my television's my star. TV makes a goddamn star.
You
Vince
mentioned
has got stars on fucking television. He could take you and make you the champion, and within a year, people would believe it, and you would be over because it's phony wrestling. It's the goddamn power of fucking television.
You mentioned WWF, but did you ever work for Vince Jr.?
Yeah. I went in, did some television for them in 1995. I got Regal booked in WCW, Max Payne booked in, and then Max went over there. So I was working all the WCW TV, so I just wanted to do it just to fucking do it, you know.
Yeah.
So I did that there. After that goddamn X-Pac, fucking Sean, he shit my fucking bag. And all them fucking years, I thought it was goddamn Davey Boy.
Uh-huh.
And then, well, that's what I was telling you about. And then I was talking with Shelton Benjamin on fucking Twitter, and X-Pac jumped in something, and he said something. I said, what the hell are you talking about, Sean? And he explained to me. I said, no, I didn't do none of that shit. What the fuck's the matter with you? You know, fuck, I know better than that.
Uh-huh.
I cross no line on shit like that.
Did you sell it whenever they shit in your bag?
Not overly so. No. No. There wasn't no diva drop or nothing like that. But I was upset because I said, that fucking Davey Boy got me. And I said, I fucking never ribbed Davey Boy. Why in the fuck would he? And that's what got me. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Because I was thinking, what the fuck do you do that for? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fucking laughing. Shit. The shit I've done there for fucking people. Shit. I don't even want to get into it.
We had Juventud Guerrero on once, and he pretty much the whole interview was about saying that Conan shit in his bag, and then X-Pac came on the show, and he admitted that it was him. So,
okay.
Like other people get the blame for X-Pac quite often.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, some people they act innocent, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of the guys you think that are the evil ones, they're not, and the ones you think that are innocent, they're the ones ribbing everybody. And they're just fucking laughing, you know what I mean?
Right. Well, do you have any rib stories you would like to share? Maybe you would be funny.
No, you know, if you go ask the fucking territory, I'll go off on some different stories. Like if you'd say fucking Portland, okay, we're in Portland, right?
Yep.
And Buddy Rose, Adrian Adonis also lose to leave town. He's got to leave. We're at the fucking hotel room. And it's the last night there, so Buddy says, I'm waiting till Adrian leaves, so then I know he didn't get me. So Adrian leaves and goes to the show. Buddy waits in his room 20 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Said it's safe to go. He's gone. He's already at the arena. I found out. So Buddy gets out, looks left, looks right. He's gone. He shuts the door. He goes, that motherfucker got me. He put shit for the door handle, right?
Hmm.
So when Buddy shut the door, boom, he had shit all over his hands. Just like we were in Salem, which was Elton's town. Now Elton was Dr. Brother, and he'd be fucking drunk, and fucking Piper would be fucking zipping his coat with a blade, and they'd be throwing fart spray on him and putting pills in his drink. He passed out and everything. But Buddy taking a shower, and he'd ask Adrian Adonis if he'd soap his back. So Adrian would shit in his hand, and he just rubbed shit all over Buddy's back. Now you gotta get on me if I'm getting too bad with these or anything like that. You won't really live for the rest of the world.
Let's see. Bob Cook, wrestler Bob Cook, he wants to know why did you shave your beard?
Oh, I shaved my beard when I started running developmental towns for Ole. Because I would go into school in a suit and would line up the shows.
Mm-hmm.
So their only contact with anybody with WCW was me. So I had to act like a businessman. So I just go in with blonde hair and no beard and would talk normal. Got the percentage, whatever, blah, 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 this and that. That's why I did that, to look more normalized.
Oh, okay.
I had the beard for I don't know how many years.
Mm-hmm. Dustin Howe wants to know any fond memories of working for World Class.
Well, what happened was I worked for Bill Watts, and Bill was business partners with Fritz, right, in certain towns. So, and actually, Fritz's TVs were stronger in Bill's markets than Bill's were. So Von Erich boys were superstars. So them guys would come over and they'd pad our houses. So Bill would send me over to do their TVs, like when they do the sportatorium shows. So I might work with, I remember I worked with Chavo Sr. and Johnny Mantell, and then Watts said, hey, you want to go work 4th of July Spectacular there at Fort Worth, but you got to work against Mel Masters, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the dun-dun. You had to work with Masters. Because he just, well, yeah. They paid me a whole lot of money. And I took my own car in and out. They asked what my flight was. I said I drove in. So they just bonus me. And I just go, and I know he ain't going to sell. And I know what the deal is and who gives a rat's ass. They had 11,000 people there on a weekly town, and who cares? And I just laughed. Mm-hmm. You know, So, and the thing about it was, I got it all on VHS. So how many years later, that's 30 years ago, I can sit back there and have a match. Here I am working with Milt Mascaris. I used to idolize him, and then I saw him work, right? Whew. The funny thing about wrestling, most of the guys you think are good are the fucking shits. Most of the guys you don't think are any good, they get penalized for being talented.
Mm-hmm.
They have to carry the motherfuckers. Then you get in the wrestling business and you learn that, well, they make this guy the champion because he homesteads there. They make this guy the champion because you don't have to pay him any goddamn money. You make this guy the champion because he's the fucking, the Booker's brothers.
Mm-hmm.
It's a business. It's all a scam, a sham, a carny, but I wouldn't trade it for the goddamn world. There's nothing like eating, having your workout in, training all day, making the town, bullshitting with the boys, telling lies, telling stories, exaggerating, playing the wrestling name game, seeing whatever you can get out of the fucking mark from out of the fucking women, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then late night, I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't do never cocaine in my life. Cigarette, no, marijuana, no. But if you give me a free pain pill, I would gladly take those. But it has to have fucked up on no money. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And just do that 7 days a goddamn week. You're not facing reality, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just fucking party time. It's like a goddamn, like you're in college every goddamn day, and you're getting paid for it.
It's funny you brought me up with Scars because when I was really young, you know, I'd see him and it was great to see him with Scars. And then later on, when I'd read books or interview people, I don't think any wrestler I've ever talked to has any positive stories to say about working with Noam Scars.
Well, hey, he wasn't going to hurt you, okay?
Uh-huh.
But I remember wrestling with. You'll laugh at this. I'm in goddamn Houston working for Bill Watts. And they got Maskus working in and Nick Bockwinkel's bringing in. They bring him in as an AWA champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting for King Kong Bundy. We're getting ready to fucking leave. So Watts, you had to stick around and watch all the matches because there was always the heels did because there was always a chance of a riot any match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there was an entertainment there. Because we're doing about 10,000 people. We run Houston every 2-3 weeks. So Bockwinkel's got this shitty fucking match with goddamn Mascara. Oh, fuck, was it horrible, right? So I remember him coming out. He goes, "You watch that?" He goes, and I said, "Yeah." He goes, "What do you think?" He goes, "Oh, you wouldn't know anyway." Oh, okay. I said, "Look, you old fucker. Everybody in this building knew it was a fucking stinker." This all comes around 3 years later. He comes in to work Kansas City for Bob Geigel, and I have to give him a finish. It's amazing how things come around, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And here I am, some fucking mark off the goddamn street. But I fucking studied my goddamn wrestling, and on certain things I got like a photographic fucking memory. Things I want to remember, and I can't remember to take the garbage out, you know. But like when they had this thing, I think of 30 years ago, and we're looking at territories, right? I just started up. You could go work for fucking Kiniski. You could go work for fucking Stu. Montreal was a territory with the Rougeos. Toronto was a goddamn territory. The Maritimes was a territory. You had San Francisco with Roy Shires as a territory. You had Hawaii as a territory. You had Los Angeles as a territory. You had Vern when he had the goddamn plane and was going fucking everywhere, right? With the fucking jet plane and everything. Mm-hmm. You had Fritz as a territory. Houston was basically a territory in itself at one time. Joe Blanchard had his territory. The Funks had a territory. Geigel had his territory. St. Louis was an entity by itself. Gagne had his territory. Bruiser had his territory. Hell, there was three with Nick, Jarrett, and Fuller. There was three of them in goddamn Tennessee alone. Then you had your Pensacola your fucking Tampa with Eddie Graham, the Crockett's over there, then the IWA when they was going opposition. You had the old Sheik and the old WWF. So there's all these places of guys learning to work, meeting people, learning to be a babyface, heel, learning to work each goddamn fucking slot. And there wasn't cable TV, so you could be under a different fucking name. You could be a good guy in one place, a bad guy in another place, long hair one place, short hair one place. You could be a goddamn Mexican one place, and all of a sudden you're a Jap, and then you're a masked guy, and then you're a goddamn albino or whatever. You could just keep changing, and nobody fucking knew. I remember when Johnny Rods was Java Rook out in San Francisco and had the same goddamn boots on with the same initials, right? But you could do that then. Mm-hmm. And everyone had a style, and you'd have to go different places to see different kind of moves and stuff. And there wasn't no DVDs. This is when the VCRs were just coming out. So, hell, I remember the first time I was seeing different kind of suplex. I got to remember them to learn how to do them and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a completely different atmosphere, working environment, and each guy's getting a car. I might have to go 30 minutes with you first night. So we're talking and bullshitting, and you're telling me your experience, and I'm telling you mine, and we got to know each other because we can't go out here and kill this town, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't. And most of the time, it ain't like it is now. You ain't got no goddamn script. You would show up there, and I remember wrestling Art Cruz my first night in Jackson, Mississippi. Got in the ring. He said, "Hey, your buddy Rose's old partner." And he said, "Yeah." He goes, "What we doing?" And then the referee comes and says, "Oh, take it past 20 and put him over with a sunset." Okay, and that's all there was to it. The rest of it, I'm supposed to know how to work. I'm the heel. I'll tell you everything to do because I'm a goddamn heel. You're the babyface. All you got to do is shut the fuck up and listen. If the match is okay, it's on me. If the match is a shit, it's on me because I'm supposed to know what the hell to do. There wasn't no, oh, I want to line this up and get this shit in, and I have to have my 5 signature moves in. Fuck you and your fucking signature moves. Fucking Michael Jordan, there's games he didn't fucking dunk. It's a fucking contest. You can't go out there and have to. I can watch all these fucking matches I've ever seen on fucking television. I did, and you might see some similarities, but I've never seen anything that was a fucking repeat. Mm-hmm. And you got to be able to go with anybody. That's like in my fucking class. I got the goddamn things on YouTube. I got a fucking seminar, and my goddamn wrestling students doing a 90 goddamn minute match in front of the fucking audience. That's how good these motherfuckers are. Mm-hmm. And I got all my buddies are still in WWE. I said, I want you to grade this motherfucker. They said there ain't nothing wrong with it. Unfortunately, that's what they're not interested in. They're not interested in wrestling in WWE. They don't give a shit. They can make a star out of fucking anybody. It does not fucking matter. Mm-hmm. We're not having it hardly. I know we're going to start the baseball game off with a 20-minute interview segment from the baseball game, leading up to our 11:08 overrun for Raw. Yeah, okay. But they killed the fucking business. You know, you used to go into goddamn Memphis on a Monday night and draw 9,000 people. Now they go there fucking twice a year and can't do 9,000 people one time because they told people it's phony, it's an exhibition, you're coming to watch the goddamn Globetrotters, people want to be on fucking television, have their goddamn signs with or have their things yelling, "You fucked up," and then WWE gets mad when they're yelling Randy Savage or whatever they're doing on their fucking television because other people are over more than their goddamn product in the ring. Cause I don't get it. How can you tell somebody this is a phony bullshit product in the ring, but we want you to buy a pay-per-view to watch this phony bullshit product in the goddamn ring? Either you act like it's goddamn real, or you just tell them it's a goddamn movie, but it's a $60 fucking movie. I don't fucking get it. But I'm too fucking old, and soon I'll be fucking dead, and soon everybody will think their shit's fucking great. Keep going.
Well, I would want to say, friend of the show, George South, wants to say hello, and he says, "Do you remember spray painting his hair pink?"
No, I don't remember fucking spray painting George goddamn South hair fucking pink on goddamn PBS working for goddamn Owen. Tell Joe I didn't fucking remember. I didn't tell George I remember none of that shit.
He says he didn't wash it out for a week.
Yeah, well, he was over. You know, now he's the big YouTube internet star. So you know, got his own fucking show. He's over. He's the man, the myth, the legend. It don't get any better than that. But he's been there and done that, lived the goddamn dream. It don't get any better than fucking that.
Mm-hmm. And he holds a record here for the longest interview.
Well, hell, I can break that easy. Anyway, when we're talking about, you know, like you mentioned it, and I'm sitting there watching. I look this stuff on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting, here's a match from 1972 with Bob against the Old Sheik, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching this. Now, what the Japs would do, they had, over in Japan, they got weekly wrestling magazines. One was called Gong, and one wrestling magazine was actually called Baseball. Don't ask me why, but that's the way it was. That's like when you'd be listening to their announcement on the TV, they go, you know, what's that? A suplexo, a brain buster, a drop a chico. You know what I mean? So they made their own terminology with it. So I'm sitting here and I said, fuck. Anyway, what the Japs would do, and Japan's about the size of goddamn fucking Florida. It's just a fucking Pot Island, you know. So they're sitting there and they ain't got no entertainment, so they made their fucking wrestling the biggest fucking thing known to man there. So they would have Baba like fly the States, right? So they got all their fucking cameraman. Hell, they're actually like when Baba would come in to work a show in Tampa, let's say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they're flying in this big fucking superstar. Goddamn Jap office is paying for it. Making their guy look like a superstar, wrestling some American superstar, so that when they go back home, they're even over even more.
Mm-hmm.
They were smart at that. But here I was looking at the Sheik, and I said, fuck, here I was working for the Sheik when I'm starting out. Hell, I got to fucking work with Baba. Hell, I got to work a goddamn main event with fucking Baba. One tour for fucking him. The whole thing was lined up as to me to work against him in Tokyo. The last 3 nights we were in Koryakuen Hall in the small building. So here I am doing a fag gimmick and kissing the referees and goosing them and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Total fucking entertainment. So the last 3 nights, so Joe Oguchi, he said, oh, what finish you want to do? So I'm telling him. So the last 3 nights I'm working with Kabuki, Tiger Mask, and Baba. So he says, the finish. It's like, no. He goes, you lose. I said, I'm losing? Why the fuck am I losing? Because the big build-up is against you and Baba the last night. He says, oh, no. The night sold out. Tomorrow night sold out. And last night with Baba already sold out. I said, oh, fuck. They just beat me with the finish. Who gives a rat's ass, right? Because they already fucking sold out. But to sit back, and I'm sitting here thinking, here I am, some punk-ass kid from Seymour, Indiana, that got wrestling magazines, was a member of the Hanson Jimmy Valiant fan club, had my card, got the Dr. X and the Destroyer match through the wrestling magazines, got the Get Big with Bruno book, ordered that through the fucking magazines, got my Charles Atlas courses, my Joe Weider courses and stuff like that growing up. Mm-hmm. All I wanted to do was be a pro wrestler. When I graduated from Seymour High School in 1972, if I'm going to go to college, play football, then I'm going to be a championship wrestler. So when you sit back of that, and I'm sitting there and I know all these guys, and I didn't like to know people, really know them, because you're really let down at your stars. You're a bunch of dumb fucks just like you are. And it's sort of, and I tell people that, you know, it's like I remember, and I got a Regal job in WCW, talked about it in his book, about how I got him a job there because I knew what Bill, and I got Max Payne's job there. I knew what Bill Watts was looking for, right?
Mm-hmm.
He would ask me about these guys. I said, well, you can have your own opinion, but I'd tell him about it. He said, no, I don't want to mention any names because it's just too funny anyway. He'd go, I can't believe it. They're fucking dudes. They're fucking retards. I said, I told you, but I didn't want to fucking tell you. So why I always stay in character when I'm talking with characters. So nobody's ever seen the real Mark Shira. Nobody's ever seen the real Randy Popo. Nobody's ever seen the real Darren Matthews and stuff like that. You just stay in character. It's like when you see Rocky, he's either Rocky or he's goddamn Rambo. I mean.
Mm-hmm. You brought up Max Payne a couple times, and that was always a guy I really liked, and I was really happy to track down and get him on the show. And he wasn't around a long time, but what did you think of Max Payne?
Well, Max, me and Max had hit it off right away, and you could rib fucking Max, and he's a goddamn legitimate All-American wrestler, and that's how I got in with Bill Watts. See.
Mm-hmm.
Watts asked him some questions, who his coach was, because Oklahoma was recruiting Max, and Max went to Iowa State. But Max was a tremendous worker. He played that goddamn guitar. He had the fucking look. Hell, he weighed about 340, 350. You know what I mean? And he was fucking legit. He could fucking talk. He was just really fucking good. The experience department he didn't really have, and a lot of guys would fuck with him because they could see he had potential. Because you got to remember, after the territory started dying,
mm-hmm.
there's only so many jobs in the wrestling business, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're looking at about 600 full-time jobs about 1980. Now all of a sudden we're going in the year 2000. What do you got? Let's say WCW is gone. Now all of a sudden all we got is WWE and TNA.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean?
Yep.
Now anybody with a job is hoping they don't get fired.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can be an agent. You're a yes man. Anybody can be in the booking committee or whatever. It's the good old boys club. Everything is filtered, and the boss makes the decisions on everything. That's like WCW used to have a goddamn booking committee. They'd be doing television for hours. Goddamn Robert Fuller would walk in, look around, see who's there. Well, these guys ain't here yet, so I'll put them on later at the show if they get here. If not, we'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the goddamn Fullers who are raised in the fucking business, and they can make chicken salad out of chicken shit, can work babyface, work fucking heel, and just such great fucking workers that you don't even fucking know it till you goddamn leave there. That's like when, I teach guys structure in wrestling matches where they can go in, well, you know Brian Alvarez, right? Chico.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay, Brian, I mean, my goddamn Derby City Wrestling show, one of the many times I was fired by WWE, I had 60 guys in my advanced class, had my own TV show in Louisville. He come in, worked a program with Man Beast, Tater Trailer McNailer. They worked a 50-minute goddamn match on television, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Thing was, they'd never seen each other before. That's how fucking good you can make people. So I knew that Brian Alvarez was trained out there at the Pacific Northwest by Buddy Wayne at www.buddywayne.net.
Uh-huh.
And he was trained by Buddy. So fucking Midget flew in to go to my fucking TV, blah, blah, blah. And they had a goddamn hour fucking match on fucking television. Well, it was 58 minutes or whatever, you know what I mean? Because the TV show was actually an hour. And they gave him a goddamn finish. Sight unseen, never seen anybody. That's how goddamn good I make my fucking guys. And that's why I've got 56 fucking guys in TNA and WWE as either fucking girl wrestlers, male wrestlers, referee, office personnel, stooges, or whatever. Now, I can get you in there, but then as I tell them, as soon as you get your ass in there, forget everything I told you and then just do as they tell you. That way they can't get mad. Hey, if you're the boss and I give you a script and you do exactly as I fucking say, I can't get mad at you, can I?
Right.
And if I give you a script that the writers wrote out for you and you do it just like they say, they can't get mad at you, can they?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I said, what I do, that's like, I'm sitting here. I used to have an extra class for guys that pay me an extra $10 a day. I'd have an extra morning class. And fucking Santino would come in, JTG would come in, Serena Deeb would come in, Mondo would fucking come in, Armando Estrada would come in, and all these guys would come in early in the morning, and I'd just rep them for 2 hours. Boom, 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 boom. And but the 56 people I'm telling you had got jobs with TNA and WWE aren't the guys that they chose as their developmental people. These are guys that walked in off the fucking street, starting the goddamn beginner's class with no wrestling experience, and they grabbed the goddamn brass ring and got a fucking WWE or TNA fucking job without being somebody's buddy, a freak or what. That's like fucking Santino's the goddamn beginner's class.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah. Were you there when Jim Cornette smacked him?
That night, no.
Oh, okay.
That night, no. So anything, it's all speculation. What happened, whatever, it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Santino is a legitimate badass, could kill anybody for no reason.
Right.
If he wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But by doing comedy, now he's just opened up his beautiful goddamn Battle Arts Academy, hadn't he?
Yep.
He's got a lifelong dream of that. He named his fighting room after his own Don Koloff, the guy that taught him pro wrestling to start with. He's got that. Where he's from. He's a goddamn worldwide fucking superstar. He's fucking over motherfucker. And I remember when they called him, he said, Coach, they want me to do this thing, blah, blah, blah. They want me to be Italian. And I said, I can't speak a word of Italian. I said, you got 2 goddamn weeks to learn it, don't you? Of course you do. Because when I teach you, no matter what, who can be a cowboy? I can. Who can be an Indian? I can. Who can be a Russian? I can. No matter what you say, you can do it, and you'll figure it out, goddamn it. Well, acting like you know what to do. And that motherfucker's still there.
He just, actually just this Monday, he made his return to Raw,
right.
And he came out, and the crowd went crazy.
Right. Well, that's where he's from, see?
Mm-hmm.
Right outside there, right?
Yeah.
And he told me that he was coming back the first week of September, and because he just opened his big Battle Arts Academy. They just had the grand opening. It was Sunday, as a matter of fact. But he has lasted longer than the average superstar, and he's really never had to wrestle yet, has he?
Mm-hmm. I'd say this not just because you were talking about him, but he's always actually one of my favorite characters on WWE. He's really entertaining.
Well, that's like I told him. It's like I tell Aaron the Idol Stevens, who's goddamn Damien Sandow now, right?
Another one of my favorites, yeah.
Okay, now, I tell him, you got to be different.
Mm-hmm.
So you bring out shit from the 60s on YouTube, you'll find out, look at this guy, update it to what you're is. He wears the pink in memory of me, and he wears the beard in memory of our old buddy Rod Steele, who we used to hang out with in OVW.
Mm-hmm.
But attitude is goddamn everything. Idol, remember, they got cut him. I was teaching him there at OVW when he was 19.
Mm-hmm.
Got cut from developmental. He went to Puerto Rico and worked, and he come back and even worked my DCW TV, right? No ego. They're taught. This is phony fucking bullshit. It is not goddamn fucking real. When you win, it is phony. Thank your opponent. When you lose, thank your opponent. Get in, get out, do not get hurt. Do nothing dangerous. I had one of the guys in my class, his name was Brandon Kaplan. Mr. BKNY, who do this crazy shit. He went home and worked a show in New York, and now he's goddamn crippled forever. He did one of them fucking big-ass 450 flippy dudes. The guy put his knee up or something, and now he's goddamn paraplegic.
Mm.
And I tell these guys about doing stupid shit. Because you're going to get, once you get 30 years old, you go out and play slow pitch softball, you get hurt. You play touch football, you get hurt. And you can't go out here and do all this stuff because you're going to get hurt in wrestling no matter how safe you are. So that's like when you see me work WCW, I'd be a flying motherfucker. If I work a house show, I ain't leaving my feet.
Mm-hmm.
Once you show them that on television, you don't have to show it to them in the house shows because they know the threat's there. But that's like, you know how Brock could do that fucking, whatever splash he would do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I forget what you call it, but yeah, I know what you mean.
So it almost killed him. I said, Brock, do that one time in your life, get it on tape, you'll never have to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
That was always there. But I said, hell, that ain't your gimmick anyway. Your gimmick is a fucking killer. I see you ripping fucking people's heads out, biting their fucking nuts off, and spitting in their face. You know? I don't want. I want to see some guy. I want to see a little fucking lucha guy doing a little flippy do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's great to show that you're fucking. I said that fucking move ain't scaring nobody. That's a pretty move.
Mm-hmm.
I said you with your fucking traps out, with that fucking glazed look at your fucking eye. That's scaring the shit out of somebody.
Yes, exactly.
That's right. Hey, they had Big Show was in the OVW for conditioning, right?
Yep.
And we had a spot show in Hope, Indiana, which is right outside Columbus. We had 1,100 people there, and they were lined around the building. The fire marshal actually closed the building down, right? We get more people in. So this is some of the people's first thing to see wrestling live. The very first match was Brock Lesnar, weighing 296, exploding with muscle, against Ron H2O Waterman, that weighed about 268. And these two people walked in there, and the guys that were strutting around with their lats out with their girlfriends were all of a sudden putting their shirts on. to see these badass bulls looking like they're killing each other, it was just so intimidating. I said, God damn. But this was so funny. Big Show was in there, and at the end, he's choke slamming everybody. And they had some little goofy guy there, and he writes kayfabe sheet. His name's R.D. Reynolds.
Yeah,
he worked as a manager there or whatever. And so I said, okay, go out there and blah, blah, blah. Big Show, he couldn't pick him up for a choke slam. Because he didn't know how to go up, right?
Right.
You can't take guys off the fucking street, even though I did it. My big thing, get my name out there on Twitter. Because anybody that gets me going on fucking Twitter, I'll fight tooth and nail about fucking wrestling today and how it used to be and whatever. But it's Hustler2754. Hustler2754 is my Twitter thing. And I'll never lie to you. That's like me getting on, that's like all the fucking marks having their opinion about something. I said, well, I'm the most biggest frustrated basketball player there is in this fucking world. But I don't have an opinion about who should be playing with this guy or that guy because I'm a fan. I love it, but I'm a fucking idiot. Just like you're a guy that loves fucking wrestling, but once you get in the wrestling business, you're going to find out it's nothing, and I mean nothing the way you thought it was. You're going to go, holy shit, this guy is horrible. and this guy's fucking great, and he can't get booked. And that's the way the goddamn fucking wrestling business has always been, always will be. If I got a goddamn restaurant, you're my buddy. My dad owns a restaurant, and you ain't got a job. And you never boiled water in your life, but I can give you a job because I'm your son, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the way the wrestling business is.
Yeah.
And don't worry about it because you don't have to go like, hey, look, hey, we got your entrance music. He's got his entrance music. Then this Diesel will come out. Then we're going to do a couple roll-throughs. And then here's your scripted match. So you got you got a 9-minute segment. You want a 9-minute fucking segment.
Who would you say some of the guys are that like you wrestled or seen over the years that you would say like were the hardest to get a match out of, but yet were like really big stars?
I remember I'm in Puerto Rico. I met Junkyard Dog in the 70s working for Nick Goulas when he was Lester Ritter there, or when he went to Stu's and come back for a watch. He's Leroy Rochester.
Mm-hmm.
Leroy Rochester for Nick Goulas. But we're in Puerto Rico, and he's fucking, he's gone for fucking drugs. and he must weigh 320, and tremendous humidity over there. And me, I guess, posed at the Mr. Puerto Rico that year. That's what kind of shape I was in.
Mm-hmm. And
I treated every match as a cardio workout so I could eat more, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go 30 minutes with JYD. He goes, I ain't went 30 minutes in a tag match before. What am I going to do? I said, you're going to learn to sit back, shut the fuck up, and do as you're told, son. And then the motherfucker got me. He banged on my door one night, and I gave him $50 for he needed to get some fucking crack or something. Never got that back. And then I was left a couple shows in Seymour, in Connersville, Indiana. I had 2 shows lined up. Tommy Rich got me, took a draw. He worked the first night and then didn't show up. And then, dog, I sent him $200 up front, and Pez was supposed to bring him. My buddy Pez, my old partner, was supposed to babysit him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pez up with his head down. Where's dog? And I still, to this day, carry my goddamn, what's the thing, Western Union gram. He got me for $200 plus $22 to send it as an advance, where he still got me, right?
Mm-hmm. So
he got me. But anyway, dog wasn't very good in the ring, but it didn't matter. He was working for Bill Watts. And now this is tell you what wrestling is today and wrestling what it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Watts would run New Orleans every goddamn Monday night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows Monday night's the hardest night to fill. Nobody's got any goddamn money after the goddamn weekend because your money days is weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked three Superdome shows for Bill Watts. So he's having 33 and 34,000 people there. And it ain't like WWE run in New Orleans where they run it twice a year, you know what I mean? They're running this cocksucker every fucking week with a crew. Then he'll go into a Superdome show. He'd have his crew, plus maybe a match from Atlanta with Ole, and maybe a match or 2 from Fritz with his cable, right?
Yep.
And he's drawing 33 and 34,000 people in a weekly town. Not saying he did that every week, but I'm just saying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Years ago when I was a kid, hell, Madison Square Garden ran once a month. It sold out every month. Then they'd open the Felt Forum across the street, and they'd sell that out for, it was called closed circuit then. Now they run the sumbitch, what, once a year maybe?
Mm-hmm.
One time they went 3-4 years without running it at all because they knew they couldn't sell it out or whatever. But Vince took all these fucking regular-ass fucking cities. I saw they did 3,000 people in goddamn Atlanta. Atlanta used to be a fucking weekly town, did 6,000-7,000 people. Hell, only once sold out the Omni, 17,000 people, 2 weeks in a row. And here's WWE coming in doing 3,000 people in goddamn Atlanta. Going in there once or twice a fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
They destroyed my fucking business. Then I start fucking laughing. The guys that put on TV, they're not very good. Old guys know that. Young guys don't. That's like I'm watching the goddamn NBA and today, right? I can't stand to watch it, and I love it. Fuck everybody palms the ball. Everybody Euro steps, jump stop. They're just fucking traveling. They're taking guys that aren't any good, so they're stretching the rules. That's like pussy NFL. Before you got a concussion, you just played with it. You know? Now, well, you can't hit anybody. You get fucking fined. You get somebody's fucking knee. Hell, that's what you were taught to do. You were taught to spear them, run your fucking neck through fucking nares, get their fucking knees, kill the goddamn quarterback. You know, and now the whole fucking world's changed. You can't do anything. And everybody's a goddamn pussy, but I guess everybody makes fucking money. I'm sitting there broke ass, so they're all smarter than fucking me.
You brought up Ole a few times. He's a guy that people really split on. Some people really like Ole, and some people really do not. What are your opinions on Ole?
Okay. Now, I worked for Ole when, I was finishing up with Fuller, Southeastern.
Mm-hmm.
And Vince had just taken over with Ole, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Ole was getting an early morning time slot. And I'd sent some shit in with Dusty, but I didn't want to go to Dusty because I wanted to be on the nationwide television, no matter what time it was. So Ole booked me in. The Road Warriors and West went to Vern Gagne's AWA. So now this is how the wrestling business was. I was booked in for Ole, sight unseen, tagged with somebody I'd never seen in my life, and they put the tag belts on us, taking the Road Warriors' place because of Bob Armstrong saying I could do the job. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the first match I ever had with Brad Armstrong. Could not believe how fucking good he was. Didn't have to tell the motherfucker one thing. Did everything right. I just started fucking laughing. I said, I'm just going to sit here and we're just going to work and I'm not going to say anything. He just fucking laughed. That's how good that motherfucker was.
Mm-hmm.
He was just so fucking good. All the boys know it. Most of the promoters are just marks. And then once it got into corporate shit, you got fucking the goddamn pizza guy running WCW, the guy was Cartoon Network, the guy was a fucking lawyer, the guy was a fucking stooge, or the guy that run the goddamn Omni or whatever. I mean, you can't knock them if you're working for goddamn Turner Broadcasting and says, hey, I'm paying you so much money to, Cartoon Network, that's gone, but you're going to run wrestling. I don't know anything about wrestling. Oh, that don't matter. That's basically what they thought about it.
Hmm.
So,
well,
here I am.
Let's say when the pizza guys, Jim Hurd.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had Ziva one had like the hunchbacks and the ding dongs and
Ding dongs?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, what did you think? I know what I thought of, even just a fan watching. But what did you think as when they started bringing in some of those kind of gimmicks?
You know what's funny is I never watched it.
Yeah.
I never paid any attention to it. All I give a shit about was my match.
Right.
I didn't give a shit because that's like I remember when I went out for I worked with Rick Martel. I'd worked with him for Nick Doulis in the 70s. I went out and worked with him some in Portland, but I was working with him and telling him what to do, and he couldn't imagine everything he could do good. I placed it right in there. I said, well, I was over at Buddy Rose's house, and Buddy come in, took me right to his house, showed me about 6 matches he had with Rick Martel on. Buddy had the big screen TV before anybody else did. He had the big, huge VCR set up and everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hell, I had shit. That night I put a fucking match together in my goddamn head, and Martel just sit there and fucking laugh, couldn't believe how good it was. It wasn't me. It was Buddy giving me all this shit and me lining it up. But Buddy was a goddamn genius.
Mm-hmm.
He was a goddamn genius because it wasn't like he was like Rick Martel was great. The only thing that was bad about him is he had the language barrier. He couldn't talk good to project. But his brother was a wrestler, so he broke in the wrestling business when he was about 17 years old. So he's brought up in the wrestling business. Buddy Rose was a guy that quit school, groceries, and Nick Bockwinkel used to come in the grocery thing, and then he tried to get in Vern's camp, and the first time Buddy got in, and Buddy said he quit. And Buddy was a hell of an athlete. He said it was just too goddamn hard. He beat him to death. Hell, he had Billy Robinson in there, and the fucking Iron Sheik, and Danny fucking Hodge, whatever, blah, 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 blowing him up, beating him up, hurting him, whatever. He fucking quit. And he continued to haul the ring for Vern at the spot shows. And Wahoo was there, and Wahoo liked him, so Wahoo took him under his wing and sort of smartened him up, and he said, hey, go back in this fucking camp and just gut it out. And if you make it past the cutoff point, then they'll start teaching you instead of hurting you. So that's what Buddy did. But how Buddy was so good, it wasn't like he was a Von Erich. You know, you're brought up from day one listening to stories, and you're hanging out with the boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're a guy that... a normal guy, quitting school, working in a goddamn grocery store, wanting to be a goddamn wrestler, don't know how to get there, and then all of a sudden, in his early 20s, hell, he's a goddamn top heel in fucking Portland for 7 fucking years, and had so much fucking heat. He could fucking wrestle, he could fucking work, he could just fucking do everything. He had great fucking ideas. All he had was heat with the old guys because the old guys had been there too fucking long. They were sick of their tired old fucking ass, and Buddy was something fresh. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
just that fucking good. And I'm not talking about the Buddy when he got heavy. I'm talking about when Buddy could do the fucking cartwheels, the kip-ups, the one-arm fucking push-ups, but he weighed 250. He could beat me in a goddamn 40-yard dash. You know what I mean? He was just fucking phenomenal, and what a fucking mind he had. Now, Piper was like fucking God out there. But Piper coming as a heel, but it turned him babyface because Buddy was just over so strong as a babyface, or as a heel. They turned fucking Piper babyface, and holy shit, that place was just fucking magic. Fucking Piper was just so fucking phenomenal. This fucking talker could give you fucking violence, give you fucking entertainment. He didn't give a shit about how hard you hit him. It's like when I got out there, I'm a fucking greenhorn, and I'm having trouble with Adrian Adonis because he's a fucking prick, tough guy prick, and I can't beat nobody. And he's not letting me lead a match, so the matches are shitty. Ron Starr is doing the same shit. They're bullying me, and I ain't got enough fucking balls to fucking stand up for myself because I don't want to rock the fucking boat. Oh, hell, I'm happy to be fucking working and getting a goddamn paycheck and just learning. So Piper had to set those guys straight about, hey, he's a heel. He's got to learn this shit. Everybody here started out learning and making mistakes. So everybody I teach in my wrestling school, I teach them. No matter how mad I'm on your ass, I was 100 times worse than you were. I've made every fucking mistake there was in this goddamn business. And I'm gonna show you the secret to this fucking to working this shit. And it's so goddamn simple that you're gonna want to reinvent the wheel. And for a couple of years, you're gonna try and get away from it, and then you're gonna come back, and you're gonna find out the old motherfucker was right to begin with, just like I had to fucking do. Everybody's young. Everybody wants to get their fancy moves in. Every heel wants to be fucking cool. Every heel wants to fucking want to be fucking over. No, heels are the fucking get booze. Heels are to be the bad guy. Heels are the fucking cheat. The baby faces make the money. Get the hot fucking rack. People buy their fucking pictures. They make the fucking money. You get your fucking tires slit. You get potentially fucking knifed and fucking shot at, and your fucking car's bricked. And don't make as much goddamn money, but you have the salvation, you have the fun, the satisfaction of you knowing you had a hell of a fucking match out there, and you're learning this goddamn business. All the babyface got to get out there is look good, look formidable, and just do what the fuck I tell you. And I'll tell you every goddamn move to make in the fucking ring. But it ain't nothing, it ain't fucking nothing like you fucking say it is.
When do you think that changed where the heels really, or when they try to be cool and try to get people to like them?
I don't, well, when me and Buddy did it, it was a sarcastic, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You go over the top where you gotta, that's like, okay, it's like, I was explaining to Davey Boy Smith's son on fucking Twitter, like, now, here I am working with your fucking dad. Okay, I got to take every strength he's got and exploit him, right? I got to show his power. I got to show that he can fucking kip up as a big fucking guy. He's press slamming me. He's fucking drop kicking me. I got the fucking bows in my hair, so he's stealing me by the fucking the ponytails and shit. And I don't want him to sell. I want him to register. Then I'm going to fucking catch him with a fly across, him with a big fucking power slam, 1, 2, 3. So I got to take everybody and play to their fucking strengths. That's like, if you can't do it, I don't want to show that. If you can only do 6 or 7 things, I want to highlight those 6 and 7 things, and you're a fucking badass. I have to get some heat on you, because if you just kill me, the win don't mean anything. As you can see me, some matches I was the most aggressive motherfucker. I remember I fucking worked with Lex Luger one time. I think I hit that fucker with 75 things before he fucking did anything. Fuck, I'm sitting down there in fucking Tampa, working out at Rick Post's gym in Tampa, and fucking Luger just got cut by the USFL, right?
Mm-hmm.
He wants to talk to me about being a wrestler. So hell, I'm the one that tells him to go down to see Hiro Matsuda down there at the Sportatorium, right?
Mm-hmm.
Matsuda's the guy that took Hogan and broke his fucking leg, right?
Yep. And
this is the guy that fucking, anybody that fucking come out of goddamn Tampa that handled themselves and were all fucking great fucking workers. Now all of a sudden, Vince is going big time, rating their fucking talent. They're ready to fucking close the fucking doors. So all of a sudden, they're going to give Luger a scholarship, right? To try and kiss ass, save money, or fucking whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he never really, he made a lot of fucking money without paying any fucking dues, without really having to learn to work. And nobody in this business, nobody's saying anything in this business is fucking fair. He was a legit athlete. He had a legit fucking looked like a fucking $1 million fucking dollars. And then again, he's probably smarter than everybody, and he just played the fucking gimmick that he was an asshole, just like everybody else is playing their fucking character, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what anybody fucking is. Even when you're on fucking trips with you, they're changing fucking characters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd be teaching promos in class, and you just start off talking. Every time I rang the bell, you had to change characters. I'd say a Russian, go, boom. You're an Indian, boom. You're a babyface hillbilly, boom. And each fucking bell you had to change it to keep right with the flow and shit. Because you're like actors in their goddamn roles on Jeopardy, character actors in the studio system with fucking Warner Bros. In the goddamn 40s.
Yeah.
But it's just wrestling's night and day. You could, every place else that had the goddamn territories. It's like you're fucking, you're on a Memphis on a Monday night, you're on a Tuesday in fucking Louisville, 6,000 people on a fucking Louisville on Tuesday night. Same thing now. Now they go to fucking Louisville twice a year trying to draw 6,000 fucking people. But before, with 1 hour of television, with nothing but wrestling, the old smoky arena with the fucking, the light over the fucking ring, pitch fucking black, darkness, cigarette smoke, the spotlight coming out, cheering the fucking baby faces and booing those motherfucking heels. At the end of the night, the most exciting match of the night, they'd be fucking standing, couldn't wait to come back next goddamn fucking week.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd do almost capacity business every fucking week, and they'd shoot a big fucking angle and have to go to the goddamn convention center with seated 20,000 fucking people for a phony wrestling match because there was so much fucking entertainment with no divas, no fucking music, and 1 hour of television a fucking week. And the fucking, the rest of what I draw, the University of Louisville football, you know what I mean? It was just, it was just fucking unbelievable how strong wrestling was. And when Vince went big time, wrestling was, it wasn't broke to begin with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, you're going back to Gagne, the 30. He'd be running the Chicago Stadium shows with the 30-some thousand at Comiskey Park. The Flair versus Terry, the 40-some thousand at Texas Stadium, right? We're talking about big ass. We're talking the 1 hour television shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not like they're pushing towards fucking WrestleMania, and goddamn WrestleMania don't count because it's like the NCAA basketball finals. As soon as the NCAA basketball finals are done, they're selling tickets the next day for the finals next year, but they have no idea who's going to be in it because the people are just going to get their tickets so they can sell them to StubHub or whatever. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's night and day. It's like, oh, hell, they did all this in fucking Miami at WrestleMania. Well, fuck. We used to do about 5,000-6,000 people every Wednesday night in Miami at the convention center. After 2 hours of fucking television and busting your balls to get there, they'd have to start the show late because with with crew wrestling, with territorial wrestling, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you gave them wrestling. Your product, like Eddie Graham was the genius there. Where Dusty learned, where Kevin Sullivan learned there, or Mike Graham was there, and they learned, wrestling is your goddamn product, not bullshit. Now every once in a while, he'd have the girls and the midgets in, he'd have the goddamn original Sheik in, because you can't have steak. You have steak every day, every meal, you get sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice to have a little chicken every once in a while. So they knew you had to have that continual changeover, but what they were selling was wrestling. Not entertainment, wrestling. And people came there to see fucking wrestling. I remember the first time I saw goddamn Dory Funk Jr. against Jack fucking Briscoe match. I'm like shitting my pants. Because the only time I'd see it was magazines I'd get.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I'm living in Indiana, and I'm watching one of the closed circuit things. I think it was Ali against Inoki, and that fucking farce thing. And they had the thing with they piped in the Jack Briscoe Dory Funk Jr. match, and they went to Broadway. I just did not believe it was just so fucking phenomenal. But hell, here I am brought up with Dick the Bruiser wrestling. Every territory had a different style. Hell, Bruiser, he'd run a show every 2-3 weeks in Indianapolis, do 10,000-12,000 people with nothing but local boys, all living in Indy or, within 3-4 hour ride away, and he'd bring in a main event, and like him against Ernie Ladd, Jimmy Valiant, Ivan Koloff, or Bruno would come in as a fucking tag team, and then Bruiser was business partners with Gandhi in Chicago, so here's Bruiser was. Bruiser was the smartest motherfucker around. He owned Indianapolis, but he also owned Louisville and Evansville, and he rented him out to Jarrett, where he got 10% for nothing because it was a territory system and you would rent shit. And he was 50-50 partners with goddamn, with Vern in Chicago, so he had half that fucking take. And then he was used good in St. Louis there, so this guy was just making nothing but money, hands over fucking fist, and he was out there. Let's just say he was a character. It's like all the old stars there, they were just fucking wild, crazy guys. Of course, he was a guy that played pro football. And I saw pictures of him when he was in his early 20s. I never seen a human being look like. He looked like a human gorilla. His chest and neck was so big. They said he used to walk in the gym up the steps on his hands. That's how coordinated he was when he was young. Mm. But, that's like WWE will come into Indianapolis now twice a year. They might do 8,000 people. So it's a corporate-run company. Well, we're doing this in movies and this and this and blah, 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 blah. That's cool. That's over my head. Yeah. I just know I love wrestling. I just know that if you took Vince as the world's greatest promoter, he's got the world's greatest television contacts, the world's greatest media shit. If he would treat his shit with good wrestling, just think, ladies and gentlemen, with all the money invested in MMA now, and the competition with pay-per-views, from now on, the stars of World Wrestling Entertainment, the matches are going to be real. Holy shit. What do? Same thing. That's like Jack Pfeffer, the old Carney guy in Chicago. He used to advertise real wrestling. Next week it'd be phony wrestling. People come see the difference. Do the same shit. Mm. You can't kill wrestling. There's always new young people, and then there's always new old people. And that's what appeals to goddamn fucking wrestling.
Yeah.
That's like years ago in Madison Square Garden, you couldn't, you had to be, I think it was 14 and above to go to a wrestling match. That's when they had no women were allowed to wrestle and no masked wrestlers were allowed. They had that too. That's just like, it's like what a corrupt state New York is, right? That's why MMA still can't get in there, right? Mm-hmm. Vince is kicking them out. Get real, right? But that's just the way it is. But the thing about wrestling is, like, I teach old style fucking wrestling. Every match there's anchors. The baby face is dominating with headlocks, hammerlocks, arm drags, legs, or whatever. He's telling a goddamn story, like a football game. And the heel hurts something. And if he hurts their arm, he's attacking that motherfucking arm. Yeah. So match is goddamn different. What do we do? First match, you guys chain, work a high spot, stop him, hurt his leg, get your heat on that, and go from there. Each match is goddamn different. It ain't like WWE where every match is the goddamn same. There's one guy in my territory that uses a clothesline, that's it. And every time it's a carry out or a knockout, or don't use it. If I get you in a finish hold, what I do is I have 2 out of 3 fall matches, right? Mm-hmm. First match, my fall, my hold. Second fall, your hold. Third fall, then you do what you'd normally do to get out of it. That's why you have managers too. But that way, anytime you lock that submission on, that's the finish. If your finish hold ain't a finish, then it ain't a finish hold, is it?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, yes.
Never in my life, when I used a finish hold different places, did anybody kick out or get out of a finish hold that I put on. Either I didn't put it on them, or that was it. And I never destroyed it, and I never kicked out of a guy's finish hold. I might get a foot on a fucking rope in desperation, and then lay there fucking self. World's worst move. Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, I saw it. He hit him with a goddamn tombstone, and Shawn Michaels kicked out. Could not fucking believe it. Taker about 6'10", Shawn Michaels weighing $180. Instead of Undertaker not covering him, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And getting a foot on a rope, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's one thing. But to kick out of it, why? You want the sympathy, it's goddamn David and Goliath anyway, right?
Yeah.
If Goliath hits you with a tombstone and you kick out of it, obviously you're not very good, are you?
And then after that too, then like the rematch and then the matches with Triple H was, I think they are like great matches. Like they had to keep upping that, and like they kicked out of like 3 or 4 of the finishes. Well,
see, I'm not a mark.
Mm-hmm.
Because I watched Willie Mays hit 3 home runs one game when I was a kid in one game.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched 17-year-old Gary Nolan strike him out 4 times too. It's a contest.
Mm-hmm.
Every different. Every strategy is different. Something that worked one time didn't work the next time. That's what booking is. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gives a shit because you ain't got territories, you ain't got regular town. That's like he created a star. He created a star out of Ryback, right?
Yeah.
Well, it takes no talent to just have people beat somebody. Fuck, I got so many. That's like Nick Dinsmore, Eugene, right?
Yeah.
Nick was at OVW for how many fucking years?
Seemed like a long time.
I give him the idea for fucking Eugene. Then we put him in.
Mm-hmm.
But he had to work that fucking gimmick to get a goddamn job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was a fucking wrestler. He come in and work some matches with fucking Benoit. And if you had hoods on both of them, you wouldn't know who was who. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was so fucking good. But wrestling's a phony business, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could be the world's greatest wrestler, and they're going to boo you out of the building for the first couple of years, so they know who the hell you are. And then they start accepting the fact, okay, you're not a goof, But they want to see somebody that's over. Hell, I want to see LeBron James shoot every shot.
Uh-huh.
And no fucking bench warmer. I don't want to see no bench warmer. I want to see the number one pitcher play. I want to see Peyton Manning play quarterback. I don't want to see some fucking backup. You know what I mean?
Right.
But no matter what, wrestling is the greatest business in the fucking world, and can still be. Just look, Vince is so goddamn smart. No matter what, there's still places in the world he ain't been to. And for a while, they will do great business because it's new. It's just like he took, when we talked about Sin Cara, right?
Yeah.
He's fucking rotten. Who cares? The people in Mexico know he was really. They know he was really Mystico, right?
Right.
So he's over. It don't matter that. It's like Del Rio was there for how long, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's people in England. They all knew Fitz Finlay. They all knew Lord fucking Regal. When they go to fucking Germany and Austria, they knew Regal. They knew fucking Fitz Finlay there. They knew Dave Taylor for fucking there. So they'd worked there for goddamn years. Where Vince would steal all the mega stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when he'd go to fucking Calgary, he'd put the fucking Bulldogs against the Anvil, and them guys in there in the main event. And, they fucking work Montreal. They had the Rougeos on there and Ricky Martel and title matches and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He'd take somebody that was Like if Murdoch was in Tampa the last time, he'd take Murdoch, who was hot in Tampa and whatever. He'd take Dusty, who's a goddamn booker in Tampa, whatever. He'd highlight him in his place. This guy's a goddamn fucking genius. But the problem is now there ain't no more stars.
Right.
The stars are all dead or old, right?
Mm-hmm. So now you have to create your own.
So now they're trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit. So what you need to do is you just give them what's the nearest major market where you're at right now?
For me, Boston.
Okay, you're in Boston. They used to come in once a month, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
Boston.
now how often do they come in?
Hard, maybe, like you said, probably about once or twice a year.
Okay, now, just think. They're only coming in once a year, so they're going to draw basically the same every time,
Right.
unless it's a pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the
Now,
Survivor Series is actually coming up soon in Boston.
When you're there, all you got to do on TV is make every match a contest. Every match, there's a finish. Every match, you get somebody over. There's a winner and a loser. Every goddamn Major League Baseball game, there ain't no ties, are there?
Mm-hmm.
There ain't no ties in the NBA, are there?
No.
People want to see a winner and a loser, and they don't want to see controversy either.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, you get your wrestling product. Hell, that's like over in Japan. When Japan would draw, and you'd work for Baba, in every match, there would never be a DQ. If you fought outside, you'd get back in the ring. Oh, people would have a fucking almost a riot if you'd have a DQ finish. They knew that when the Sheik would come in, it'd be a double count out or whatever.
Right.
But because you couldn't control him, but it wasn't like they kept and people would buy all these false finishes because out of the blue, Terry Funk could beat you with a sunset flip, right?
Right.
And every hold was a potential submission hold or a potential near fall, and people would buy it because they give them out of the blue. It might, I know it sounds stupid, but they'd have a different. In Japan, they didn't give a shit about psychology. They just wanted you to work hard and beat the shit out of each other and be athletic.
Mm-hmm.
It might be 12th clothesline of the match, and then all of a sudden, well, we didn't get up that time. And okay, there's a winner. You beat him with a clothesline. There was no psychology to it. It was just like a wear down thing, right?
Yeah.
Of guys just pummeling each other. Like fucking, that's like I'd rib guys how they destroyed the fucking clothesline. I never seen Stan Hansen or fucking Bradshaw hit you with 3 fucking clotheslines.
Uh-huh.
Hit him with fucking 1, and that's the finish.
Yeah.
In DCW, I allowed one guy to use a clothesline. Every time I hit him with him, it was a referee stoppage, a knockout, a pin, carry out. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody had their own. I mean, if I'm the boss, nobody but Jake Snake does a DDT, and that's it. It's a carry out every time. If anybody else does it, that's okay. We're just going to kick out and bury the guy on TV saying he tried to beat Jake the Snake, but he just can't do it as good. There's only one Snake Mask DT, right?
Right.
That way, everybody's got their own particular thing. If somebody's using the figure 4, nobody else does. If you're using the walls of Jericho, nobody fucking else does. And look, unless we're going to work an angle, sleeper versus sleeper, Cobra versus Cobra, figure 4 versus figure 4, whatever, right?
Right.
And you turn the simplest fucking thing into everything I had on my wrestling show was legit. This is this guy. This is his real name. This is where he's really from. This is what he really weighs. This is really where he's working at to make dudes to go to OVW school to chase a fucking dream. And that's where every fucking program was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just so fucking different. And it was just so funny. This is when the first time WWE fired me, so I'm teaching all this, and I got my own TV show at OVW. I got the goddamn fucking WWE guys trying to sneak into my fucking class to learn to fucking work. It's funny as fuck. They know what the fuck's going on. I take them WWE superstars that would come down for fucking rehab. I said, go as long as you can in the ring with no pre-planned bullshit. Go. Now, boom. It was usually 3 minutes. Then he didn't know what to do. Then I'd have a guy work with a girl and go an hour in front of him. It's embarrassed the shit out of him. Now, I said, now, am I an asshole? No. I'm showing you you're the fucking shit. You don't know fuck all. You think you're over getting a fucking check. You won't fucking make it. You better be fucking humble and work fucking hard and try and get every fucking ounce you can from it, from any old fucking veteran, because there ain't many fucking jobs in this fucking world. You don't fucking deserve one. You got your foot in the door because you look like a fucking model. Suck my motherfucking dick. You're a dime a fucking dozen. Oh, I know you're cool. I know you're cool. You got long hair. Yeah. And who don't? Yeah. Oh, or you bleach. Oh, that's like the fucking diva whores. You know. Oh, take any girl in her fucking 20s that ain't fucking fat, give her a boob job, a lip job, a fucking nose job, bleach her fucking hair, tan her, or whatever. She ain't fucking fat, and there's a goddamn diva for you in the fucking belt. Shit, I was training fucking Mickey James to work fucking like a goddamn guy, fucking Serena Deeb to work like a goddamn fucking guy. I was teaching that fucking Linda Miles. Linda was the best fucking girl athlete I'd ever seen.
Really?
She could run a fucking crisscross, could tip up, could throw fucking punches better than the guys, and she didn't like wrestling at all. She wanted to get on the cell phone, play games on the phone. You know, she just didn't fucking like it. You know.
Yeah.
That bitch was fucking good. Then we had like Jackie, Miss fucking Texas, right, Jacqueline?
Hmm.
Now, she was brought up in the territory system. She beat the fuck out of the fucking guy. She could wrestle the fucking guy. She beat the fucking shit out of you. You know?
Uh-huh.
And then we had fucking, you know, but the thing about it is all that stuff can be fixed. You got the greatest fucking televisions. You got fucking all this shit on the fucking roll. Now, why don't you just take your wrestlers and make them good fucking wrestlers? With a little bit of fucking, it's so simple. You've cornered the market. There ain't nobody else.
Yeah.
Nobody else counts. Nobody, you know, everybody wants to work for WWE. You know, and then when you get there, you find out, fuck, I had guys that go to WWE and they fucking, once they get there, they make money and they quit and they turn their back on fucking wrestling because of their bad experience there.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have to do with it ever again. Because wrestling used to be fun, and when they got up there, don't do this, don't do that. Too much pressure because you're young and you don't have the experience, but you're supposed to fucking do it, you know. And if you can't have fucking fun in anything, just think, it's like me, and you can tell. I'm talking for 2 hours and 16 fucking minutes, right?
Right.
I'm talking, and I love this shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk for fucking days on the son of a bitch. So it ain't work for fucking me.
Yeah.
But if you put me to goddamn fucking Circle K at the goddamn fucking cash register, I'm shitting my fucking pants. Like this shit. You know, what's to work at Wally World, right? McDonald's, I don't fucking want to be there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you can find a fucking passion in this goddamn fucking life, you know, you grab that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I remember they did a fucking article in some fucking Louisville magazine. It had Brock on the fucking cover, and I said, I'd rather fucking make $25,000 a year and be a wrestler than make $1 million and sell real estate. I don't want to be a real estate salesman. You know, now if you don't have no family commitments, you know what I mean? What do you need? A roof over your head, or not, something to eat. And you don't need much weights, or you can do push-ups and stuff. You know what I mean? You don't really need much in this goddamn world. But everybody in the fucking world is fucking spoiled and everything. But if you find something that you fucking love, that you have a fucking passion for, grab that goddamn fucking passion. That's like you. You're just the world's greatest fucking wrestling fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You love the fucking wrestling business.
Mm-hmm.
You can be around it, but unless you're actually in there, this is not a knock. You don't get it. That'd be like me. One of my best buddies I went to high school. He's a goddamn state senator or senator in Washington, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's telling me how fucking corrupt it is. I don't want to hear about it, right? I don't want to know what really is going on.
Right. Just makes you depressed.
It would scare you, you know? This world's an ugly fucking scary place. But if you can get how many fucking hours of pleasure loving fucking wrestling, it's like me. I don't watch wrestling on TV because I see something stupid and I get upset.
Mm-hmm.
That's like Bobby Knight watching the NBA when they're traveling, you know, and palming the ball and shit and doing stupid shit and making turnovers and sloppy passes. You get mad because the execution is not there. When I say I don't watch it, it's not because I don't watch it, but I listen to all the Twitter accounts, right?
Right.
Somebody will knock scene, and I said, motherfucker, you goddamn wannabe motherfucker, you ain't done shit in fucking life, blah, blah, blah. He's working, blah, blah. No, he's working the way Vince. The Ultimate Warrior is just a guy that looks fucking great, and all he's doing is exactly as Vince McMahon wanted him to work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is just playing the fucking character. That's like fucking Randy Orton, his head and shoulders above everybody. He's a third guy. I worked with his goddamn grandpa, okay? And I was partners with his dad for a lot of times in the old ICW, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was when Randy was goddamn born in Lexington. So, and then I was down there at OVW teaching Randy when he was 19. And being a third-generation wrestler, you're just so fucking smart at the goddamn business. And they get on him for getting a hold. You're selling a hold. That's what you're supposed to do. Nobody else does.
Mm-hmm.
But that's, oh no, it's boring. No, you're selling a goddamn hold. I watched fucking Buddy Rose. He'd have 2 out of 3 fall matches. He'd be giving up on a headlock, right?
Yeah.
He'd give up on a fucking hammerlock. People were screaming. The babyface beating. Holy shit! That babyface is good.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn simple hold. He made him submit. He's a fucking pussy, Rose. And he cheats. You know what I mean? It's just so fucking simple.
Yeah.
You can't think like. I used to work with fucking Ronnie Garvin.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking laugh at the fucking. He's been in the business since he's 16, so he treated me like the mark that I was. Garvin was 5'7", 210. Never left his feet. Didn't take no fucking bumps. And could work like he's a fucking killer.
Mm-hmm.
And he could fucking have people. He'd be fucking selling, and he wouldn't fucking move on the goddamn match. He'd be yelling boring. Ronnie, you're yelling boring. Fuck him. We'll stay here for 5 more minutes. And he would. All of a sudden, he'd show a little bit of life. Come on, Ronnie, let's go. You can get out of that. Then it's a struggle to get up. And he's fucking, there you fucking marks. Oh, this is so fucking funny. We're in Johnson, goddamn Tennessee, Johnson City. It was a weekly count there for ICW, and fucking Garvin's working a lights out match with Ronnie Garvin against Bob fucking Thornton. They're fucking hitting each other with fucking cement blocks and fucking gapping. They were fucking double knockout on the floor, and the referees counted, and neither one's moving, right? Of course, me, I'm a mark. I'm walking out there. Oh my God, they're really hurt. You know, they're not moving. Everybody that has gotten out of their chairs, out of the fucking stands, are all crowded around because nobody's moving. Like it's real. I go up there, Bob, you okay? He goes, yeah, fucking mark. That was a fucking goof. I'm talking about guys that have been in business their whole fucking life, and here I am, some fucking greenhorn, been in for a couple fucking years, and is a total fucking retard. You know what I mean? You don't get this over fucking night. You know, we used to say, okay, work 10 years, have 300 matches a year, 3,000 fucking matches, and you'll start to get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you break in when you're 20, by the time you're 30, you're ready to be a star, ain't you? Now we sit down developmental, work 2 shows a week, go to classes with other fucking goofballs, the top indie promotions in the world. I can take anybody off the fucking street, and all indie wrestlers do is they're so horrible that they think they're good, but their fundamentals are so bad, you have to retrain them, and it's hard to retrain a guy. If you take a guy off the street that's never been in the ring before, it's a whole lot easier. Because once you get bad habits, it's like shooting a basketball, swinging throwing a ball, it's hard to break. That's like Hogan still would suplex the wrong side. A lot of guys would do shit wrong that aren't fundamentals. In the old days, they would teach you to work, so you could go unless you went to Mexico or worked as a girl, you could work with anybody in the fucking world, and it was universal.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's fucking hot. Now the guys in England worked a different fucking style because they had the round system, plus they threw the European uppercuts because you weren't allowed to punch. You could only do forearms, see? Mm-hmm. In America, you used to have fucking rules. America, you'd have fucking rules. Remember before they would check your trunks, they would check your fingernails, they would check the bottom of the soles of your fucking feet. They would go over the matches, the rules, go over the top, this much on a break, this much outside, and every state had different fucking rules. Like the center jump of each fucking quarter in the fucking basketball or the coin toss for fucking football, but you had goddamn rules. Hell, now you got WWE, and the only time they announce a goddamn time limit is when there's going to be a draw. You get everything fucking off.
Mm-hmm.
There'd be fucking rules in the goddamn thing. If you don't have rules, you can't cheat. You don't have good and evil. If you're just fucking there, if they love you, great. If they hate you, great. If you're a tweener, you don't mean fuck all. And if you can't cheat, you can't be a heel. If you can't be a heel, they can't fucking hate you. Now it's like a fucking middle school fucking inter squad wrestling match where you're for your kid and the parents for his fucking kid.
Mm-hmm.
But so how long you been doing this shit?
Since 2005, actually.
Yeah.
2005.
Yeah.
Well, hell, the business was already ruined then anyway. See. But
I've been
I
watching it since I was very young.
But hey, but check into look into YouTube and then punch in my name, Rip Rogers Wrestling. Okay.
Yeah.
But I got all kind of matches and shit that I don't even know how to put some bitches on there.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people doing, some of my students doing stuff.
Yeah.
But I got a 90-minute match on there. And you watch that match as a fucking fan, and you're just sitting there in fucking amazement.
Mm-hmm.
And these are fucking students that went to a wrestling school where they have practice twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't guys on fucking television do that fucking shit? It's wrestling. It's a goddamn fucking time.
I saw a match that was up on YouTube. It was I wasn't even aware that he was in WCW, but you had a match with Owen Hart in WCW. I found that very interesting.
Yeah, that was Owen's first night in WCW.
Huh.
Okay, and you see how I made him different?
Mm-hmm.
And I went to his strengths of what he could do. Anything he couldn't do, that one thing that looked funny, where he rolled over me and grabbed my foot,
Yeah.
reverse bumped me, that's because he fucked up. And I knew him from Calgary when he was 20 years old, see?
Mm-hmm.
He had complete confidence in me, because I'd worked with him before. I said, don't worry, Owen. I know what to do. I'll get you over. Don't fucking worry about it. Because I worked for his fucking dad, and his dad is treated, it was the most fun place I've ever worked in my goddamn life, working for Stu Hart.
What made it such a fun place to work for?
Do what now?
What made it such a fun experience working for Stu Hart?
Well, you worked every day, okay? Now, we didn't have to worry about transportation because Stu had the vans, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Steel van and the Babyface van. Okay, now, so here's all us fucking heels getting picked up, and we have no responsibilities. We might have a 4-hour fucking ride, might be an 8-hour fucking ride. We've already been to the fucking gym, we got our fucking food, now we're going to tell stories, and fuck around, play cards the whole time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we work the fucking show, and then we hit the fucking women, and then we fucking come back and repeat that 7 days a goddamn week. And then the TV was right there in fucking Calgary, so we'd see Stu once a fucking week, so we could just hanging around fucking Stu and listen to his fucking stories. It was just fucking goddamn phenomenal. And then Calgary at the time was on TSN, which was like the USA Network of Canada. So they had the world's greatest Canadian wrestlers. They all wanted to work there so they could be seen nationwide, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, what they would do, they would have the 3-hour Raw. We had the 3-hour TSN show. But ours was like, you might have a 2-minute promo in the ring or whatever, but it was wrestling. You would have 30-minute matches and shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Every once in a while, 50-minute matches and stuff. But the product is wrestling. You know, which in my mind, of course, I'm one in a million. That's what I want to see. But if all you brought up with was starting the ring up with some goof in the ring talking for 20 minutes, if that's all you've ever known, you don't know any different, right?
Right.
But when you look at old YouTube shit, you see, holy shit. Like I'll show guys in class, I got all my shit on DVDs at the OVW school. We'd be looking at shit 30-some years ago. I said, okay, now watch this riot. Randy Savage is in. Watch him punching out these marks. Boom, 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 boom. Holy shit. Watch Ox Baker in this riot in fucking Cleveland where they're throwing all these fucking chairs in, fearing for his fucking life, you know. I said, this is what wrestling was. This is just fucking feel the emotion. Feel the fucking heat. People wanting to kill your fucking ass. People loving that goddamn baby face. Girls fucking crying when them baby faces keep selling and shit. Get a little color on that baby face. Oh my God, they want to kill that fucking shit. You know, all of a sudden they make that fucking comeback and the place is going fucking nuts. Oh, now they have to get their pre-planned comeback in to get all the big moves in so they can kick out of them and mean fucking nothing. Before you knock a guy down, he'd stay fucking down. Now get up and fight you bastard. Now you fucking knock them down, they jump right up. You knock them down, they jump right up. Can you imagine a boxing match? Every time I hit you, you flat back and you jump right back up and run right into me for another.
Right.
I mean, the stuff we do in wrestling is we've killed our own fucking business by being fucking greedy. It's like, it's like we'd be having the DCW TV match. The heels one double team slam carryout. What happened? Well, they double slammed him, double knocked the wind out of him. That's it. Now on TV they would fool them. We got to. Oh, I know. We're going to turn the lights off, and then Jake the Snake's going to be in the ring. And then the lights will go off again, and there'll be Paul Heyman smiling in the ring. Then all of a sudden, Doink the Clown will be in the ring. What the fuck? What happened to goddamn the Yankees versus the fucking Red Sox, the Lakers and the fucking Celtics, the Giants against the fucking Redskins? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, fuck, I'm here to be an athletic fucking contest. I know it's phony. Just don't tell me. Just don't tell me it is, right?
Yeah. And
make the littlest fucking thing like fucking the Boston manager accusing fucking Girardi of throwing a fucking Big Poppy or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And they're on the fucking paper, the fucking sellout. The fucking benches are ready to fucking erupt, making a simple fucking angle out of fucking nothing.
What did you think of ECW?
Of what?
Of ECW.
Now, yeah, remember, this is personally.
Yeah.
And it's personally looking back. Mm-hmm. It was the worst piece of horse shit that helped kill the wrestling business. Now, so professional wrestling is supposed to be, I don't really hit you with the object. I act like I do. You don't get hurt. We get credit for hitting you with it. People, now you're hurt, right?
Right.
And cheated, and it worked, and I'm a heel. In ECW, there's no rules, so you can't cheat, can you?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to hit you in the head as hard as I can to show how tough we are, like you're a mark. You got to remember, I love Paul Heyman to death. He's the smartest motherfucker out there. He ain't a wrestler. You don't try and fool the people. You got to give them some goddamn reality. When you put your own money in a goddamn fucking territory, it's fucking different. That's like strong style kick. No, I'm going to kick you phony. You kick me phony one time and you carry me out. I know, as a rib, I'll strong. This is a good rib I did on fucking Bundy. We worked with that fucking goofball. There was this fucking, in the early 90s, it was called the UWF or something like that. Somebody had a fucking.
With Herb Abrams?
Yeah. No. This is the guy, Epperstein.
Okay.
He hated me. So I just told him what a mark he was. He said, oh, here's my tooth. Terry Taylor broke it out. You fucking mark? What the fuck's the matter with you? Anyway, I remember me and Texas Snake and Bundy stole his limousine, went to the pit bar, and then Bundy was laughing about it, but then Bundy didn't realize I was taking his money and tipping the girl. But he knew I couldn't tip nobody. But anyway, we had a battle royal that night. So the rib was, it got down to me and Bundy. I brought a chair in the ring, and I just kept hitting Bundy in the head as hard as I could as a rib, right? Don't sell. And these fucking knots are going in his head, right? I throw the chair up in the air, jump over the top rope, and sprint back to the fucking dressing room. Because you motherfucker, you ribbed me, didn't you? I said, no shit. But just think of ECW. Now what happened was, here's all these young, hungry guys that didn't have a job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're willing to go through tax, any stupid thing there is, for reaction. Now, what's their claim? Oh, we did $1,000. We did 1,000 people in Philadelphia. Goddamn, I did 3 spot shows in Seymour, Indiana, did 1,000 people. With fucking wrestling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's got what? How many millions of people? And they had a fucking television show. And they're killing each other. But they're running the goddamn bingo hall. But anyway, the thing about it is, you don't have good and evil. You can't cheat, can you? You can't heat. You can't get heat. If you can't get, and the thing with wrestling, that's like like Mick Foley. He falls off. He took the greatest bump in the history of wrestling, and he gets up. Killed the bump, didn't he?
Yeah. Then he had to take another one.
I'd have fell down. I'd have been unemployed. I'd have been employed for a year, getting a check, making my big fucking comeback for the revenge match. You know what would have happened next year? I would have fell down again. And they would have believed it.
Right.
But as soon as you fall off the Empire State Building, you get up. What did that bump mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. That's like 30 strong style kicks to the head, but none of them work. That's like 10 moves when you're working in goofballs at ROH, do 30 things off the fucking top, and none of them work. Well, what happened? Well, he put him in a hammerlock and he gave up. See, my idea as a fucking wrestler, you get some big fucking muscle guy, and you fucking put him in the fucking, first match time. Remember how they got Goldberg over, right?
Mm-hmm.
First match, we tie up. As we tie up, I force you down and pin you. Next match, I tie up, I grab you in a fucking headlock, I put a headlock on you. I squeeze you, they drop your hand 3 times, and you're out. The next time I fucking put a hammerlock on you, and you scream and give up. Holy shit. You do that about for a fucking year, this motherfucker's invincible, ain't he?
Mm-hmm.
And what do? You shoot an angle and turn him fucking babyface. Because you can't do nothing else with him. You have to do the right back, see?
Yeah.
You want to do that for a certain amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Or you some fucking little skinny-ass fucking babyface like the Malkies. Well, you're too young to remember them.
No, I know the Malkies. No, they'll be on the show very soon, actually.
Okay, let's just say here's old Rip Rogers, fucking 25 years old, $175, ain't worth a shit.
Mm-hmm.
He can't do nothing, but he never loses. He gets a small package in, whatever, during the match, and he wins. And then the heel kills him. He never gives up. He never gets pinned. He gets a foot on the rope or whatever. He don't get any moves in, but he always wins. And then he always gets killed. And that motherfucker would be so goddamn over. You take everything that is so fucking simple and you make it fucking different.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, you have a guy, okay, what's your gimmick? Your gimmick's blonde hair. Your gimmick's a tattoo. Your gimmick's sunglasses. You have music. You have a cigar. You have a valet. And fucking House Page would come out and took every gimmick there was. And then the bell rang, right?
Yeah. Eventually get over, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, he had the cigar, he had the glasses, he had a cane.
Yeah, and then like, I remember he first went to AWA, fucking Dallas, the big guy, 6'4", 6'5", right?
Oh, yeah.
And he had little fucking Paul Diamond and little Pat Tanaka, right?
Uh-huh.
He's giant. That was a hell of a rib, wasn't it?
Uh-huh. Those guys are good, too, but it just looks so weird. You know, their manager is like a good foot taller.
Well, in the old days, you wouldn't have that, see?
Yeah.
You have little skinny managers, so they're like Jimmy Hart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes your ref big. The referees are always small guys, make the referees look big. You know, so you want your wrestlers to be bigger than goddamn life, right?
Right.
Unless like England and you're actually doing the weight classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's different. Welterweight fight, or fucking middleweight fight, light heavyweight fight, or whatever. In America, basically, they'd have the good rib about the rib of American wrestling on the weight. You might weigh 190 and they announce you at 240, right?
Mm-hmm.
Actually weigh 260 and they announce you at 230. Mm-hmm. So you both bound alike, but you're night and day difference is looking at you, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, that's all a fucking rib anyway. remember we was talking about, like working in England, right?
Mm-hmm.
I worked in some of them 24-foot rings for Stu Hart. I also worked in goddamn 14-foot rings in fucking England. So when you work different and in big-ass fucking 4-rope, hard-ass boxing rings in South Africa, it ain't like going to, it's like WWE goes to South Africa. It ain't like you're going there to work the same match in the WWE. Hell, I'm going there to work against fucking khakis and goddamn South African guys that are barely fucking smart and they're fucking going to kill you, right?
Right.
They're fucking having, we had fucking riots in Durban 3 weeks in the goddamn row. The fucking khakis hitting the fucking ring and trying to fucking kill you, shit, you know. That's what I loved about fucking wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Puerto Rico, we closed TV 2 weeks in a row with fucking riot. Fucking the guy threw a beer in my fucking face. I go right in the fucking stand, beat him with a fucking belt and shit, you know. The fucking security fought me, you know. You had to fucking protect your fucking turf then, you know. Mm-hmm. It wasn't this is entertainment. They wanted to fucking kill your ass. You had to be ready for real fucking fights, you know. And I'll tell you right up front that I can't beat fucking nobody. You know? But I had to get the illusion of not scared of nobody.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I was partnering with fucking Pez Watley, and Pez was a badass. And Pez would beat the marks up. He'd say, Lefty Rip Rogers didn't get a hold of me. He wouldn't have been easy on you like I was. See, I remember we was in Richlands, Virginia, in ICW, and me and Bob Orton were tag partners. And the Hillbillies hit the ring, pointing the guns at us. Needless to say, the Babyfaces made a quick comeback, and they won. I was working a street fight against Kenny Lucas in Montgomery, Alabama. Burhead Jones is keeping time. And we're in there, and he goes, Rip, he's got a gun. There's a fan pointing a fucking gun at me. And everybody in the fucking building diving fucking down. Guy's like freezing in the goddamn ring. And Ken Lucas said, hit me, I'll go crazy. And he'll turn on the fucking guy. Oh, it was just, and then when you're done, you're fucking like hyperventilating, right? And you got shot and shit, right? Well, looking back, it was just so much fucking, I remember we was in fucking Stanger, South Africa. And I was there with Big Mike Doggendorf, who used to be fucking Stan Hansen's partner in fucking, for Bob until he broke Bob's ribs and got into that. I said, dog, sit down. They're fucking, they got the real fucking guns out there. We're in fucking little dressing room and they're fucking, shit's going to, I think they were pellet guns. They weren't, you know what I mean? He goes, fuck, what a place to die. Stanger, goddamn South Africa. Oh, but fuck, the shit we did over the fucking, I remember we was in the fucking Bahamas, right? Mm-hmm. In the Bahamas, you'd be in like they call it it's like an outdoor stadium, and they'd be selling rocks and eggs and batteries to throw at the fucking heels. And the heels would never fucking win. And then Jake Roberts went on one time. I wasn't here for this, but this is a story that was, he had so much heat there that all the marks was waiting for him to get out of the fucking dressing room. So when they took the ring down, they rolled him up inside the mat covers, carried him out, put him in the ring truck. For his fucking life. But that's how wrestling was. You know what I mean?
Like that anymore.
Well, now it's a joke. You fucked up, and just think now, like in the old days, just think about pro wrestling. Here's Dusty Rhodes. It's like now this is how it was done right. Hogan was a baby face for how many fucking years, right? Mm-hmm. Then he turns fucking heel. And then you're healed, and you eventually go back to your good ways, and that's it. On today's fucking WWE wrestling, you don't know what anybody is at any time. Because there's no real heel and no real babyface. Because they could be turning 20 times in 10 years. And if you, at least you knew when Dallas was on TV that JR was going to be the heel. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to know who the good guys and the bad guys are. And you can't confuse people. That evil motherfucker, that no good son of a bitch. It's like how it's like Kamala ain't going to be a heel 1 week and a baby face 2 weeks and then turn fucking heel again. So he's got them fucking Kamala. Mm-hmm. That's like fucking Kamala when I was fucking in Mississippi, he was down there as Ugly Bear Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Senatobia, Mississippi. Used to sleep in my room there. We had the hotel, me, Rick Connors, Big Boy Williams, and Izzy Slapowicz. He paid $70 a week for a double. And then Jimbo would sleep on the floor sometimes. He didn't have the fucking money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, he was scared of Frankie Kane. Now, Frankie Kane was the great Mephisto, who was Skandar Akbar's half-brother. Now, Frankie Kane was the guy that named me Rip Rogers. He named me Rip Rogers because he said I reminded him of Eddie Graham, who worked as Rip Rogers in Texas in 1955 to counteract Buddy Rogers. So he said I reminded him of Eddie Graham when I was younger with the blonde hair and everything, so I became Rip fucking Rogers. But anyway, that's like Kamala. And then he went up to see Hippie Graham, who was the Dream Machine from Memphis, right? He went to say hi to him. Lawler looked at him. He said, "You care if I paint you up?" And, hell no. So he painted him up, right? And all of a sudden, Kamala was born. Kamala made a shitload of fucking money at fucking Kamala because of Jerry Lawler's artistic fucking ability. And then Kamala, all of a sudden, from then on, all he did was punch, fight, chop, kick. No wrestling holds. Splash. You know what I mean? And that was fucking it. So he had to learn to and learn not to walk like a wrestler, not to get in the ring like a wrestler, not to fall like a wrestler, to do everything. It was the total fucking opposite, which was hard to do once you're doing something for so long, right? But
it's just all those little things that you made it believable.
Yeah, it was just that's like it was so funny. We're wrestling fucking. We'd be going we'd work Greenville, Greenwood once a week. Jackson, Vicksburg, Gulfport. We'd go to Greenville, Greenwood. Well, there wouldn't be no white people in there at all, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, you'd be working your fucking ass off, and they don't give a fuck. And all of a sudden, you work with goddamn King Cobra or Pork Chop Cash, and the place is going fucking nuts, right?
Right.
I told Frankie, I said, you book me with every fucking black guy there is. I want to have an excitement match. I mean, they want to see. That's like when WWF was big, right? When Bruno was champion, there was nothing but Italians there, right?
Right.
When Peyton was champion, you got all the fucking Puerto Ricans there, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Bob, you got the fucking the Attack of the Irish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything's ethnic, and that's the way it was fucking everywhere. You go work fucking Puerto Rico, you got them fucking thousands of screaming fucking Puerto Ricans, I would fucking actually shit in the fucking stuff and piss in it and chase them in the fucking stands and throw it at them and I'd fucking come out to protect myself. It had the fucking, you ever see where they have all the security people trying to protect you and everything?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what Salvio Vega, he was one of the security guys. That's how he got started.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but like, Carlos had a fucking gold mine on that fucking place for 30 goddamn fucking years, Nothing stays good forever, especially with the same product, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. You have to switch it up.
We go into there and there'd be 20 fucking thousand people there on a Saturday night, you know what I mean? In these fucking ballparks and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, he knew what they wanted, He'd say, okay, your match, I want violence. Your match, I want, you know what I mean? He'd tell you what it was. But I was the unofficial booker there. But and I was sitting at home, and they called me, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what's so funny, like in wrestling. I was sitting there at home. I just got home I was getting ready to go to the fucking Maritimes in 6 weeks. So I took a little vacation, and he says, "Hey, I want you to come in here and." I heard you wanted to come to Puerto Rico. I said, hell fucking no. You guys fucking killed Brody, you motherfucker. Right away I told him that. But Brody was a prick. He was a fucking asshole. And he was against all fucking management, but you didn't need to fucking do that, you know what I mean? But he was a fucking prick in the fucking ring. He was a fucking bully and no good for fucking business. I said, fuck you. I drew more money with Ox Baker than I did with fucking him because Ox was cooperative, But he was interested in running towns himself and being a promoter himself, but that's different.
Mm-hmm.
But Carlos knew his fucking audience. He knew the fucking violence, and he knew what they fucking wanted over there. And they would fucking hardway, blade, they would stitch you open right fucking there. I saw the thing where they jumped off the guys, would drink the fucking kind of goat's fucking milk or goat's blood. Matt Fernandez jumped off the guy's knee dropped him in the stomach, and he's puking blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So much shit for fucking shot that them motherfuckers grew fucking years. And it was just a phenomenal thing to go in and learn that fucking style of listening to the fucking wah, and when you don't go down over there, you stagger like it's a fucking punch, and it's fucking real and shit. So when the fucking hate, every time they hit you, you fucking jump down, and you go down, you jump up, you go down, you jump up, you go down, you jump up. It's there, they chop the fucking tree down, then you fucking go down. The place goes fucking nuts because you finally knock that motherfucker down. It's just totally different fucking way of fucking thinking, and that's the way every fucking territory was fucking was different shit. You know. Oh.
Introduce a question from the chat room here.
Yeah, I actually do, from Jujubee. She wants to know, who is the guy that you've trained that you're the most proudest of?
No, I can't answer that. Anybody, you're proud of anybody that fucking made it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fucking JTDG's in the prime of life. He's had a job for years with WWE. They don't use him much, but he's got a fucking steady check. He's living in L.A. The last time he saw me, he threw me $400. Had one of them fucking cars like it was Back to the Future, where the fucking door comes up like the or whatever, you know.
Uh-huh.
He's living the life. He's living the life, living the dream. And when I met him, he was Jason Paul, 19-year-old black man from Brooklyn that came to redneck Louisville on a Greyhound bus with one suitcase. A guy that worked at Gold's Gym as a babysitter with the kids to chase a fucking dream. And I never forget shit like that.
Yeah.
We got Santino coming in. Santino, who's a Canadian, so he's got to get by on fucking no money, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got fucking Mike Mondo, little working motherfucker, who was one of the Spirit Squad, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had him fucking chain wrestling his goddamn apartment for an hour, but he lived by himself, the Invisible Man. This is how fucking nuts he was. Wanting to fucking be somebody. We're talking about guys 5'6" and 7. Guys walking into beginner's class and getting a goddamn job, outshining the guys that they're paying. They'd be taking all these guys. Fuck, I had a thing I put up on Twitter the other day. I had a picture of Nick Dinsmore, Rob Conway, and the two Bashams. Now, they all played against each other in high school in sports.
Mm-hmm.
They're all right there in Seymour, Jeffersonville, New Albany, and Henryville, Indiana. These are fucking local boys that made it and became fucking champions in goddamn WWE. And the thing about WWE, it's like in the NFL, the Major League. Once you're hired, it's a clock ticking till you get fired. So you live every fucking moment of living your dream while you can. Because as soon as you're born, it's a countdown till you die. And as soon as you get hired, it's a countdown till you get fired. To treat every day like it's your goddamn last.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy the fucking money and enjoy the goddamn fucking memories. Because we all have to go back into normalcy eventually. It's like in the fucking Brad Pitt movie about the fucking baseball thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
The thing, the fucking Red Sox, right? In Oakland. We all play baseball. It's a little boys' game. We all eventually take her to go home. The game's over. And the rest of the same goddamn fucking way. But then I had fucking Serena fucking Deeb, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy graduated from fucking was going to school. She was a double Spanish fucking major. She was the girl that was in Punk's group and had her head shaved and shit, and she could work like a goddamn fucking guy.
Mm-hmm.
She started beginner's fucking class, and now she's on the She had the fucking concussions and shit. Now she works in fucking Japan. Was on one of them TNA pay-per-views against Mickey James, like Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the old one.
I thought old Mickey that worked like a goddamn guy. I remember Mickey coming into goddamn class, and at the time Joey Matthews was her fucking boyfriend. And Joey walked in. Joey didn't have no goddamn job. He wasn't on fucking contract. He was a fucking small guy. Fucking year later, he's got a goddamn job. He's a goddamn tag team champion, right?
Mm-hmm.
These motherfuckers, when they come in there humble, they see I ain't trying to fuck with them. I'm trying to teach these motherfuckers a fucking craft, a fucking skill. Because, hey, you're trying to grab that fucking, you're trying to make the major league goddamn fucking roster. I don't want nobody here to say, this guy outworked me. He might be saying, well, you can't change your height. You can change your look. But you can change your attitude, and you can try not to let nobody out fucking work you. That's like, I remember old Armando Estrada come in, right? He come in from Chicago and had a car with no lights.
Uh-huh.
And he was working jobs. And I remember he debuted on, I think it was the day after fucking WrestleMania. And a year later, he was in the main event Wrestle fucking Mania managing in his home fucking town. Unfucking believable.
Mm-hmm.
So all these guys come from different fucking backgrounds, didn't have fucking jobs, and get their foot in the fucking door. Once they get in the fucking door, I said, I can help you get your foot in the fucking door there. I say, I ain't fucking corporate and I hate them motherfuckers. No, I love fucking wrestling. I hate to see shit that's done to it when it could be better. And, you know, Vince, he had the XFL. He tried to change the rules on the kickoff, right? He tried to change the IFBB, World Bodybuilding thing, right?
Yeah.
He didn't shit, right? Yeah, he's a hell of a promoter, you know what I mean? I mean, if I was the world's richest man, I might buy the Yankees and the Red Sox, but I'm not going to change the rules.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to kill all the other teams so I can have the only team. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was the world's greatest fucking wrestlers. And I would have, but they'd all have the world's greatest fucking psychologists.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about ECW, right?
Yeah.
So you have all these guys in ECW busting their balls for a chance to grab that fucking brass ring. You can't blame them, can you?
Mm-hmm.
Now here we're killing each other because they only work weekends, right?
Right.
Now you work weekends, we can kill each other. Now we got time to recover, don't we?
Right. Yeah.
Next week. Well, I got a concussion, but that's okay. I'll be ready next week.
Mm-hmm.
Because I want to look at it. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and when you were having education like I had in the business by older guys, it was explained to me quite early when I'm in the business, oh, this is the way you do it. There ain't no other way to do it. This is the way you make the Hershey bar. This is the way you make Coke. Classic. Tried to change it and they farted at it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, Colonel Sanders has got the original. Don't change it. This is what you do first. You don't just change shit because you can.
Yeah.
When you're walking in, I remember when WWE first went big time, they'd run 3 shows a night, 7 days a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it had let's say they had Hogan on the A crew, Intercontinental on the B crew, and then they had a hot angle match and the tag team champion on the C crew, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody there was household fucking names. It ain't like
Low end guys. Yeah.
do what?
I said, yeah. Even like most of the opening match guys were like big names, you know, in another.
Right. So you're sitting there. They might have, let's say, they had wrestling in Boston every month, right?
Yep.
But month Hulk Hogan. Next month highlighted Randy Savage. But next month we got fucking Strike Force plus Fabulous fucking Moolah's going to be there against fucking Sensational Sherry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. We're giving them complete new fucking cards and then giving fucking finishes with new faces, right?
Right.
Now we're watching goddamn Raw, or whoever the fucking champion is, I gotta watch them if I'm watching, you know what I mean?
Right.
Now you gotta remember, now when WWF was first on TV, You wouldn't see Hogan wrestle on TV, would you?
I think he only did one. Besides Saturday Night's Main Event, he had one, which I think
He'd be a special interview, a promo, the montage. You'd pay to see him, right?
Yep.
Hell, now, I don't care who it is. It's like John Cena, Steve Austin, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen those fuckers for 10 years with the same fucking act. I'm sick of your motherfucking act.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's where some of the stuff comes from, some of the negative stuff for Cena, because if Hogan was on every single week, people would have got tired of him. And
right.
Cena's booked a similar way, but I mean, he's actually, better wrestler, whatever, but he's on, you've seen him for 10 years straight now as a top guy every single week, and like I said, no matter who you are, you're going to get overexposed.
Yeah, and Vince is smart enough to know, with his fucking numbers, when they've seen your act.
Mm-hmm.
No matter who they were, see what happened is he grabbed all the mega stars, and now they're on TV at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So over a 5-year period, I've seen Mr. Perfect, I've seen Randy Savage, I've seen Hulk Hogan, I've seen Jake the Snake, I've seen the fucking model. You see what I mean?
Right.
Now I've taken all these guys and stolen them, and now what am I going to replace them with? Holy shit, I didn't think about that. You know?
Yeah.
But everything in life, hindsight 20/20 and trial and error, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know if this. He says this is supposed to make sense to you. Let's hope so. But Mike says, ask Rip if he's been eating any flitter.
Any what?
Flitter. He says you will know what this means, but he was wrong apparently.
Eat Flitter.
Flitter. F-L-I-T-T-E-R.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Terrible question, Mike.
Good going, Mike.
Yeah. Make us look terrible. Intro, do you have a better question from
Yeah. Shaheen, he wants to know, how did you like working with Abdullah the Butcher?
Well, I never worked against Abby.
Mm.
I was his partner. I was his partner in Japan. Abby's Abby. Abby's a smart, rich, old, carny motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
That, Abby's for Abby. He will do nothing but knock you to any office to make sure. I said, Abby, me and him was a tag team partner. I was a queer and he was a killer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Baba, he said, Abby, you got a guaranteed deal over here. I'm just coming in and out. Bonds just let me fucking work and do my fucking gig. That's what they fucking want instead of knocking me. I'm no threat to you. Some other fat black guy that cuts himself and can't fucking work, that would be a threat to you. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Oh, no,
I understand exactly what you're saying, yeah.
No, that's like we're in fucking Puerto Rico and him and Steve Strong's having a goddamn lumberjack match. And he's fucking cutting all the lumberjacks, right? He says, come here, fuck you, motherfucker. You ain't fucking cutting me, you fat son of a bitch. Go fuck yourself. Abby's for Abby. He's a fucking prick. But he knows how to get fucking over. But the thing about the wrestling business, you need to know how to get over without putting a knife in somebody else's back.
Yeah.
Just shut the fuck up and do your job. Be fucking different. That's like if I remember I went to fucking Calgary, and it was the easiest place to get over I've ever seen in my life because everybody there was trying to be Dynamite Kid. I said, I'll give me some old school Southern style wrestling. Hey, rep, pull the har. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Hart said, do that, but I want you to act sort of like a queer. Not too strong, but just sort of. I said, okay. I said, I'll take it how far, and if you tell me father, or take it back, or whatever, right? Well, that's what we fucking do. In the wrestling business, if everybody's punching and kicking, don't punch and kick. If everybody's blading, don't fucking blade. If everybody's doing Hurricane Ranas, don't do Hurricane Ranas. Don't do like fucking ROH. If everybody's coming off the top, don't come off the top. Be different. That's like I get on fucking Mondo. Fucking I used to have fucking Mondo. He'd do a fucking every fucking practice. He'd do an hour fucking Broadway with somebody, a different style, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said, no, you're a wrestler. Let everybody else do that fucking stupid shit, and you bore them to death with fucking wrestling. Now you're going to take longer to get over because you're selling wrestling. But once you're fucking over, you are over. That's how Johnny Valentine was. He was slow, he was methodical, and he was solid. And they booed him out of the building for a while. And he always won. And people believed in him. He didn't do stupid drop kicks. He wasn't doing high spots. he would get a fucking arm in it, and they thought his match was fucking real. See, everything in wrestling is phony, but we don't have to act like it is. We can do the fucking phony 10 punches in the corner, and then, I watched the damn fucking YouTube. It was Hogan and fucking Brock. Hogan punched him 10 times in the corner, and then he went to throw Brock in. Brock reversed it. In other words, a punch didn't mean fucking one thing. Or he can punch you one time and fucking take a bump and fall to the floor. You know, it's how the shit's fucking done. You can make them believe or think it's all a goddamn real. That's like, watch when they had one of them fucking fights in WWE where each time they keep bringing something out of the ring, they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Finally, they run over with a fucking tank, and then they finally beat them, whatever, right?
Right.
But they killed every gimmick there was. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is 20 years ago, but this is funny. And it shows you how the boys are just fucking marks. Guys be beating each other with fucking chairs, busting each other open so they see it on TV. This is when ECW was on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went out there and milked the fucking, picked a straw off the floor, a McDonald's straw, in the wrapper. Milked it the whole fucking match. They're screaming, he's got a straw. I hit the guy in the throat. He laid down like it was fucking ripped his esophagus open. I hid the fucking straw. The woman had the Polaroid, took the picture of it, gave it to the fucking ref. The ref saw the picture, spun me around, pulled it out. The guy still on the ground selling disqualified me because I used a straw. And the press was going fucking bananas because that's what psychology is. It's goddamn fucking wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It's the illusion of hurting somebody, not really. And the other guys, their fucking noses are fucking crooked. They got bloody nose. I mean, in Japan it was so bad. The guys actually had bloody noses, black eyes, bloody mouths every night.
Mm-hmm.
You could shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I went right into immediately queer mode there. They told me. When I went over to fucking Germany, I went over there, and the first night, they had a local guy said, "Hey, we got an odd number. You work babyface?" Yeah. He said, "Well, you work the queer gimmick." I said, "Fuck, I worked at Adrian Street." So the first night I worked, and I've been a heel for how many years? Not for 15 years at the time, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, from now on, you do that. Fuck, I'm not a fucking baby face. I said, I know, but this is what we want. So what do? That's what I goddamn do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all I did was emulate what I seen with Adrian fucking Street. So it's the easiest thing I ever fucking done. Every night's a fucking night off. All I am is a little fucking girl selling, you know. It's all a fucking rib. And you got your fucking pay. You didn't get fucking hurt. You lived to see a fucking another day.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then when I went over to fucking Japan, I'm working with goddamn Tenryu, and this motherfucker, him and Hara, I've fucking known Hara for fucking years, and they're beating the shit out of me, right? I said, what the fuck is this shit? You know, they're fucking killing me. What the fuck's the matter? He didn't work that way in the fucking States, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Not, I go back into fucking queer mode. I fucking, they grab the fucking arm, I fucking try to grab their fucking balls, and you know what I mean, and they're backing away. The ref asked me, I turn him and fucking try and rip his fucking pants off and take him out of the ring and dry hump him and tell Higuchi, from now on, and Baba said, you do that. So, and that's all I had to do the rest of the tour, and the next year they brought me back, you know, as everybody else was real wrestling, but mine was entertainment. So everybody else was killing each other, and I'm doing the fucking bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking laughing. But that's just the shit about learning with different fucking stories, different fucking styles and fucking wrestling, how guys got fucking started and shit.
Yeah.
I'm wrestling with goddamn Johnson fucking City, and I got me and Crusher Broomfield in the car, who was George Gray, one-man gang, a team, Gary Royal and one of their fucking heels. I got the whole car of fucking heels. And fucking Gary Royal's water pump goes out. So we're fucking 2 hours late to the fucking show. We hit the fucking building. Everybody in the building standing. The ring is torn down, and fucking Ronnie Garvin has gas. Tony Peters is a 300-pound job guy from around there. They'd worked the fucking fight, and Garvin's beating with the fucking parts of the fucking ring. There's blood everywhere. Everybody's fucking standing. He sees me. He gives me the offer. I hit the fucking ring. All the heels hit the fucking ring with the fucking to go interfere.
Mm-hmm.
He beats the shit out of all of us with our fucking suitcases. That shit goes every fucking where. That was the show. One match, and that ending, and everybody was just standing going fucking crazy. You couldn't follow it after that, could you?
No.
And they explained it on the way that the heels, their car broke down, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's going to happen? And they're trying to get here. In the meantime, this local guy's going to try and beat Garvin, right? And it was just so fucking funny how you could do that shit, and how this guy, and the ring actually fucking broke, so the ring's collapsed in, and he didn't fucking miss a beat. So he was just a fucking pro.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting back there, and you learn from him. Well, every kid is not having fucking wrestling. The guy will ask me, and I'll just fucking tell him 10 different ways to do the same shit without repeating nothing. Why? Because I've seen it. I've experienced it. The Lord did that. I remember the first time Cologne he wanted me a double ring battle royal match. And I said, well, hell. He goes, where'd you get that? I said, it was the Valiant Brothers, Bruno Sammartino, and Ernie Ladd, double ring battle royal in Market Square Arena in December of 1974. And I just rattled off the finish. He goes, how'd you remember that? I said, fucking, I don't know. But it was just, this shit's so fucking simple. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But each time you got a new audience, just make it believable. I remember that's like they got this stupid WWE divas, and they can't. And the worst thing girls can't do, they can't throw strikes.
Mm-hmm.
So they got skinny girls just throwing skinny clotheslines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'd be like if Babe Ruth can't run, I wouldn't have him stealing. You know what I mean?
Right.
If Shaq threes, I wouldn't have him shoot threes.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can't fucking throw strikes, I wouldn't have him throw fucking strikes.
Mm-hmm.
See?
That always takes me out of any match if a wrestler is really bad at throwing a punch. Like, they can do all kinds of cool moves, and then they just throw a really opener, man. It just really takes me out of it.
The hardest thing in the wrestling business, and that's why we practice so much, is punching.
Mm-hmm.
Jabs, left-handed jabs. I'll slow down, I'll do reverse jabs, revolving fucking jabs, up and down, in and out. Guys test any Lanny Poffo right hand. That motherfucker practiced on me I don't know how many fucking years. He has got the greatest fucking right hand. You can stop it, freeze frame it. Everybody copied him, but nobody got it like he did.
Who was that, Leapin' Lanny?
Oh, yes. Yes. That's like, he's a babyface on YouTube. Look like Terry Funk versus Lanny Poffo on Madison Square Garden.
Yeah. I would say Funk throws my favorite punch, I would say.
Well, it's like Terry throws. His punch looks so good because he hurts you. Just fucking, damn. I said, no wonder that. You about fucking killed me. The fucking Lanny Poffo, look at that motherfucker. That's like the fucking Roddy Piper fucking nose punch. Boom. Like the fucking nose on headlock punches. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The lost thought, the fucking eye fucking gouged straight fucking 2 fingers in. The fucking headlock punch right to the fucking nose. A nice fucking right hand to the fucking jaw. I said, if you have to throw a punch to the forehead, don't throw it because it's phony. Because you break your fucking hand. I said, you can get around fucking punching. You're going to have to learn every short, sweet chop there fucking is. Fucking headbutt, elbows. That's like guys that, that's like I said, well, why would you throw a European uppercut? Oh, because it's pretty. I said, the guys threw European uppercuts because in England you weren't allowed to punch, right? Mm-hmm. So that was the finesse way of throwing a fucking strike. And they would throw a punch, and they'd fucking knock the guy out, and there's your goddamn heat. But why would you throw a fucking But in WWE, punching is legal. So why would you just fucking punch, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like, and then, but when I was working, I was never into punching. I was into too much realism. I said I might throw a jab sequence in and a right hand, and that's about it. Because I used to watch fucking Memphis, and I watched the motherfuckers draw, but I could not stand them throwing 60 punches in a match and no black eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like me and Lanny Poffo had a cage match, and I lost my fucking hair. I'm headbutting him in the fucking eyes for real. When I punched him, it looked sort of phony because they were real punches.
Mm-hmm.
So I fucking, when the matches were over the next week, his fucking eyes were just fucking totally black and shut. Because we all lived in Lexington, trained at the same gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's where you would do shit then. But today, you got to go with the time. But then again, what I tell people, anything that is old is new again to a new audience, right?
Yeah.
In the NFL, the big Wildcat was new last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the fucking the read option. All this old shit is new again. So that's like flying head scissors, goddamn fucking deal, simple shit, fucking oversell, all that shit. Anything you fucking do, you see guys do in the old days is all fucking new because nobody fucking does it anymore. It's like, you ever watch that Buddy Rogers Pat O'Connor match on YouTube? Trubisky Park.
Ooh.
Greatest fucking match I've ever seen in my life, 2 out of 3 fall fucking match.
Mm-hmm.
Everything Rogers did told a story. A led to B, B led to C, C led to D. Everything told a story. He didn't kick out of anything. The foot was on the goddamn rope. The babyface beat him fucking self. When the babyface beat him, he beat him in the fucking middle with his fucking finish hold. It was just so fucking beautiful how he did fucking everything. The motherfucker was just so far ahead of everybody. And I went to some fan club convention there in fucking about 91 or whatever. I got out of this fucking car, and I was at some fucking convention. Fucking Buddy Rogers yells at me, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Rip, come here." I'm like, fuck. I pointed at me. He goes, "Come here." Fuck. I got my fucking picture taken with him that fucking Mike Lano, Dr. Lano took, you know.
Yeah.
He was just fucking talking to me and shit. I was just fucking total fucking all, right?
Yeah, of course.
Popo, he just idolized Buddy fucking Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
So he's so far ahead of everybody. And in the 80s, early 80s, we actually had Buddy Rogers' match in 1961 on our wrestling program in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
We were just such fucking marks for him. He was so fucking good.
Yeah.
The psychology of the high spot, the psychology of fucking working. That's why fucking Vince Senior started the WWF, because he wanted him. He wanted him at all the fucking shows.
They split apart from the NWA, right?
Yeah, he was just so fucking. Well, you're from fucking Boston, right? Now you know who Rene Dupre is, right?
Yep.
Okay, fucking Renee's dad started there in Boston for Tony Santos when he was 17.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking I worked for fucking wife. Fucking was training Renee when he was 19. But then I went out and worked for his dad in 78, 88, 90, and 97 in the summertime.
Mm-hmm. That's a guy I really think was very underrated is Rene Dupree.
Oh, he was real good, but
yeah.
Here's what I tell everybody. I said, you can get in the WWE at age 20, and by age 25, they're sick of you, and you won't be back.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can get in there at fucking 35 and stay to your 40. You got your 5-year run, and you'll never be back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really irrelevant. I said you don't want to be brought up until you're really good, because once they bring you up and see you're not that good, you're sort of on their shit list. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But being good to them just means do as you're told. You know, they have their fucking rules. Like if Flair's there, nobody's allowed to chop but him.
Yeah.
You know.
We talked a little bit of this beforehand, but apparently you haven't seen the you probably heard all the talk about it. It was a game panel with Ric Flair and Jim Ross.
No, I heard today that Ross retired or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I said, well, if something comes up that fast, you don't retire, you're told to retire. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know anything about it. And in hockey, right before I talked to you, said something about it. And I'd heard something about the thing on Flair, but I don't like to see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Flair is a god, okay?
Mm-hmm.
He's also a human that makes mistakes like the rest of us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, I don't even think he was... I think there's way more made about it. I just thought it was entertaining. I don't think he was embarrassing at all. I just thought he was having fun being Ric Flair.
Oh, yeah, he probably was, but you don't get it. When you're in that position,
mm-hmm.
you can fart on a plane, right?
Right.
And you can get fired for it. It's like now, I remember Mondo got a DUI, and they fired him.
Yeah.
And somebody else can get how many DUIs, go into fucking drug rehab, get caught doing whatever. Hell, they had that fucking girl go out and got caught with a DUI, tried to fucking buy some guy off or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then somebody else, some nice little fucking wrestler, was just, oh, well, he had too much to drink, okay. Instead of slapping him on the goddamn wrist, they fire him, and then he's on the shit list for 10 goddamn years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But nobody said life was fucking fair, right?
Mm-hmm.
I see the thing with Flair, really, unless, you know, only he knows what went on, right? Only he knows in which the tone or how he said it or how he meant it to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when everybody's walking the tightrope, unless you're Triple H's buddy or, you know what I mean? That's the way life is, right?
Yeah.
Some people can do 30, some people, like it was before. Flair could go woo on a plane, have the worm out, and strut, and everybody laughs, right?
Uh-huh.
And somebody else would make a suggestive comment to the steward,
Right.
they would be on the spot.
That's free, right, yeah.
So I'm just telling you the way it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So some guys have they get zero tolerance, and some guys get 99 chances, and they still have a fucking job.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And you just wish it was you, but that ain't the way fucking life is.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But what happened with it, don't know. The JR thing, don't know. But anything just like that, yeah, I don't know.
Very, peculiar.
Do what now?
The timing's very, peculiar, and he hasn't been on TV for a long time, so it'd be weird that all of a sudden he would retire.
Well, if he's not on TV, what do you need him for?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If you, I just think now, if you're in the publicly traded company now, right?
Right.
And you have to show profit. Now, JR makes a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody else for half the money, now all of a sudden you showed a profit, haven't you?
Right.
That's right, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the NFL, NBA, cutting guys and getting salary cap, right?
Yeah.
Same old shit. So, especially when they're looking at their numbers crunch and they're looking at pay-per-views, this or that. Well, this one's drawn, this one ain't, this movie didn't do shit. What's the bottom line? Now, there's counts on that shit. Well, what's the projection? Well, we got to show a goddamn 24% increase, and the stockholders will get mad, right?
Mm-hmm.
And why is Stephanie selling all her stock to begin with?
Let's see here. We've had you on over 3 hours. We probably should let you go.
Yeah, okay. Okay, what was the record?
I believe you're right there, or have beaten the George South record.
I got 322 right here.
Right, 322.34 right now.
Uh,
And what was George's record?
it's got to be right around there.
Well, I thought you said 314 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it was just a little bit over 3 hours.
I hope you learned something. I hope you had some fun with this. I hope you get some hits off of it, and I hope I vented some, so I won't feel so bad about how I think the wrestling business, the business what I love, has been destroyed, but can still be made better with old school is better, but then again, that's just fucking me. I want to thank you for having me on your show.
Well, thank you for coming on. It was a great time. And say everyone here in our chat room during the live show has had a great time as well.
Okay. And if I'm old and boring, yes, I am, and that's the way it is.
Nope, they quite enjoyed it.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Thanks,
All right,
man.
Okay.
Take care.
You're listening to InYourHeadOnline.com. This is Playboy Buddy Rose. And if you want to hear the best wrestlers and the best wrestling stories, stay tuned every Wednesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Western time, InYourHeadOnline.com to get the best wrestling history stories ever told, past, present, and future.